A little side change what to do is start the game or all fodder do that game. Know the vibes like describe. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. We are live, ready to stream the New Game Plus showcase. Let me just set this up.
G3.
Expedition 33.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Witcher 3 or Cyberpunk?
The Witcher 3.
The Witcher.
Yo,
The
yo.
greatest game of
What's
all
up,
time,
Gabe?
The Witcher 3.
Yes. Both. Witcher.
Skyrim or Fallout?
Fallout.
All right, so show starts soon. They're just giving their hot takes. So for those who don't know, this is a showcase, new video game showcase, similar to ones that we watch every year. They got 45 games, pretty big games as well. There's going to be developer interviews, exclusive trailers, all the usual stuff. You know how this usually works. The twist here is that it is a content creator driven. This is a content creator driven showcase. So you see some of them, Luke Stevens, y'all organize this, and this is a show where they put together the games that they're really excited for. They said on their Twitter page that they have no sponsored spots. So all the games here are legitimately ones that they are interested in, which is a cool little twist. And they do have some bangers. We got Crimson Desert, The Expanse, Atomic Heart 2,
Multiple playthroughs.
Blood of the Dawnwalker, a lot of good stuff.
Multiple playthroughs.
Achievement hunting.
People who only play games for achievements are so low on my totem pole. What was this? Sorry.
What's up, Gabe? What's up, Armani?
Multiple playthroughs.
What's up, Adrian? How's everyone doing?
Sorry.
How's everyone feeling? Yep, this is the world premiere of the showcase. Hopefully it goes well for them. Seems to be doing really well numbers wise on the original stream. Here's the hype trailer. The hype trailer got me excited because I heard about it, but I didn't look into it. Then I saw the hype trailer. Like this game, I got to see what this game is. Any open world game where I can ride on a dragon, I'm interested. But also generally had games I'm interested in, like Blood of the Dawnwalker, Crimson Desert. Dave from Marvel Tokon. Didn't they already announce their release date? What's up? Crimson Desert looks massive, literally. There's Where Winds Meet. NetEase is there, so we should have some Where Winds Meet. Might appreciate the 5. Told Luke if Rise of Hydra might show up, might have to wait. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't expect Rise of Hydra here. I didn't see Skydance on the list of developers that are presenting. THQ Nordic is here though. And you know what that means. We can cry about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. not being a thing anymore. It is today. I saw it on my timeline this morning, so I was like, all right, let me get myself together because I do want to, because I am interested in it. Another SpongeBob game. Yeah, and Darks. To be fair, they have a bunch of games like Darksiders 3, the new Darksiders they showed off.
Welcome to the New Game Plus Game Showcase, a new initiative built by creators who love games for what they are.
Wait, it's
and not
canceled.
just the games
It's no longer in active development.
First up, I'm Hunter. I'm normally behind the camera across gaming and esports events, and I
Last
work on
Ronin
social
could be
accounts for
picked
a
up,
ton of
but
different games. My favorite games of all time.
as of the
are
last
RuneScape,
showcase,
Dark
it was
Souls
not
3,
in active
Thief
development.
Marine, Black Ops 2, and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Then we have Jake Lucky, kind of the point where gaming, esports, and streamers collide. If you look at him for too long, you'll start to wonder why his neck is so long.
What am I doing right with my
If
rivals?
his
I don't know.
You'll wonder how much Nadeshot paid him to tweet clips.
Yeah,
of
no,
him
this
every
existed.
single day.
It's
His
a new
favorite
show.
games of all time
This is
are
the world
RuneScape,
premiere
Age
today.
of Empires 2, Halo Infinite, Jumpstart.
Shout out to all these
Adventures,
creators for
Oddly,
putting
and
this together.
Let's Go. Next up, Luality, a streamer with a hatred of spoons and a love for dragon sex. Lua probably has more personality than the rest of us in her pinky. Her favorite
These are
games
all the
include
content creators that
Cyberpunk
organize the show. They're going through them right now.
2077, XCOM 2, Witcher 3, and Mass Effect. Then Luke Stevens, the mind of a critic with
Luke
the heart
Stevens.
of a fan. Luke breaks down games to their DNA and really looks at everything a game has to offer. Where
Most
our
of these
brains
games will be
might
on
smooth,
PlayStation as well.
his is
Yes.
nice and wrinkled. His
For the
favorite
ones
games of all
most of the
time
ones I
are
saw,
Elden Ring, Kingdom Come
like
Deliverance 2,
the big ones at
Last of
least.
Us, Witcher 3, and Batman
Crimson
Arkham City.
Desert, Atomic Heart,
Fifth and final
2,
in-person member
The
this year
Expanse,
is I Am Rob.
Blood of
Rob came from the
Dawnwalker,
hell of making Call of Duty videos to the
basically
other hell of
AAA
platinum
games,
His favorite games of all time.
AA
are
games. They're
Halo
on
3,
PlayStation,
Batman Arkham City,
PC,
X-Men Legends,
Xbox.
and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Not to be confused with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty.
Sorry for the
Modern Warfare 2.
22nd. The Xbox showcase.
Remastered.
Yeah,
Then our
I'm
final
I'm
number
more
is
curious
the man who is always
about
on the next
Fable.
season.
I'm only watching for
Sees
Fable.
it coming. He just had a
I appreciate the
beautiful second
5.
child
It
that luckily
way you
takes
become your
after
favorite
his
streamer
wife,
for
so
games.
he's
You
not
might
here
play
in
Code
person, but
Violet
was a major part
and
of
Neo
the
3.
showcase.
I appreciate you,
His
money.
favorite games of all time
I
are
played the
Resident
Neo
Evil
3 demo. It was actually really
Silent
good.
Hill 2, Elden Ring, The Last of Us, and Metal Gear Solid 2.
Together we're pressing
Even side, you hope they
everything
announce a
game
GTA 6
showcase
trailer?
should feel.
Yeah, no way.
Conversational, authentic.
I did hear that
Here to celebrate what actually excites
according to
us,
Jason
incredible
Schreier,
worlds, creative
GTA
depth,
6
and stories
might get
behind
delayed
those
again.
games that we love so much.
There's no paid placements, no marketing scripts.
November
pure passion and
isn't
excitement for
locked
what's
yet.
coming up in gaming.
and the
Expect a
game
wide
isn't
range of content,
technically ready yet.
including new
Like, it's not
trailers,
content
fresh
complete yet.
gameplay,
They're still doing levels and
interviews,
stuff.
behind the scenes content, and even some updates to your favorite games.
So sit back, grab your drink.
Where
of
can you watch
choice,
this? Right here.
dive into
We're watching
some
it
of the
right now.
games that we think are worth your attention. This is the New Game Plus Game Showcase.
Yeah, also, who picked the name?
New Game.
It's a work in progress.
Wait, what's the name of
New
it?
Game Plus shows the showcase.
To be fair, GTA 6 could still be December.
Oh, God.
Well, we have cups.
We already got the cups.
Sick.
It's not out of 2026 yet.
Cups are done, dude.
We might have to cut our losses.
There's no changing it now.
Cheers.
Perfect.
I don't know.
It's great. All right, guys, so first up, we have three awesome games. We have Blind Descent coming from Owlcat. We have Deep Dish Dungeon coming from Behold and Raw Fury, as well as an exclusive interview with the Dawnwalker creative director.
Ooh, Dawnwalker, creative director. Those are the magic words. All right, this looks like a Steam game. First-person survival game. We're just gonna have a Corvette. It does slap. Really loving the music. Reminds me of a little bit of No Man's Sky, just creepier. Oh, you get telekinetic powers. Blind Descent follows up for updates. That looks pretty fun. That's on Steam, PS5, and Xbox. Dawnwalker peak. This is a fact. Agreed. Chopping wood. Using your psychic powers to throw rocks. All good fun. This is definitely is bringing back memories. This reminds me of graphically too. This looks like Minecraft now, but every time I see games like this, I think of playing Doom as a kid. Here we go. Blood of the Dawnwalker.
Must be here somewhere.
I'm really excited for this game. We need more vampire games.
A Dawnwalker is like a special kind of being in our
It's
IP.
basically The Witcher,
Neither
but you're a
fully
vampire.
vampire nor a human. It's something in between. What this means is basically that you, as a Dawnwalker, you have underwent a transformation. You used to be human. And now, during the nighttime, you do get all the powers and the difficulties of being a vampire. So you get the blood craving and so on. But during daytime, these powers are dormant and you still have to eat. You have all the weaknesses of a human, right? But also the perks of being human. One of the things that is unique to humans in our IP is being able to use magic, so casting spells. The Dawnwalkers are not very commonplace in that IP. They are very, very rare, rarer than vampires. So you as a Dawnwalker are kind of special in this regard. I would say the short-term things that have immediate impact on the character development are you have to feed on
Picking up the brightness
either
a little
animals
bit.
or humans on blood suddenly, right? So you get these
Wonder
cravings,
footage.
you get these like weird, eerie experiences that you didn't have as a human. Brancis and his clique of
Ryan, appreciate the
vampires
5.
actually caught
Says
him
more like
on
Big Marvel
his low
stuff, Rise of
point when
Hydra.
He was vulnerable. He has used a specific.
If people
phase
thought we
of
might see
vampiric
Blade at the
blood
Xbox
in order
showcase,
to
but
cement his,
nope,
position
Blade,
in the valley. Because,
not yet.
You know, as you might
Maybe the
imagine,
summer one.
having a bloodsucker as your lord.
There's supposed to be a state of play at the end of this month,
However,
though.
if the alternative is getting sick and
There's usually one
dying
every
in thousands,
January
actually it
and
doesn't sound
February.
like such a horrible thing.
Or
He tries
February,
to
and or
kind of,
February.
Distort the religious beliefs in order to install himself as a savior of the valley. We do explore
Vampire
this
Geralt,
in
literally,
the-
that's what
in
this
the
game is.
So you might see, like, for example, statues.
It's literally
erected
exactly
to
what this game
princes,
is.
New iconography shown in the local cathedral, for example, and in the castle and so on. There is this whole cult of personality he builds around himself. So he basically shows himself as something better than the old order, right? We do have a mechanic tied to shrines that are erected across the valley, and Brancis puts a lot of attention to kind of twist them to his own image. And these do have a functionality. When you play the game, we have assigned specific functions to them. Generally speaking, one of the things we wanted to achieve in this game is to have Brancis being this active antagonist. You know, is to have Brancis being this active antagonist. You know, in a lot of games, the antagonists are out there to be defeated, but generally speaking, you have free reign. You do your own
I love
thing,
the
and it doesn't
I love the
really,
traversal turning
change
into
much how
bats.
they
That's
approach
really
you.
cool.
In this game, what we wanted to do is to have Brancis react to your actions as you complete different
This
activities
game looks like a lot of
throughout
fun.
the valley, as you maybe undermine his operations and so on.
It's kind of like his seal of approval.
Exactly. So it's like
This was in the last Ronin
basically,
today.
the way you can think about
As
it
far
is
as I know,
like,
the last
more you
Ronin
do in the valley, especially
is not
if
in
you
active
undermine
development,
Brancis, you will
but
gain
THQ
notoriety.
Nordic, the game
more
that publishes
notorious
Last
you
Ronin,
are, the more
is
edicts
presenting
Brancis will
at this
pass in
showcase
order
today.
to thwart you. So, for example,
I don't know what game
he
they're
might
showing
send
though.
out more soldiers to patrol roads and villages, right? He might, in some extreme cases, maybe even initiate a lockdown of the city to basically hamper your ways of traversing it, right? There is a number of these
Netflix
edicts
live
we have
action
prepared,
Scooby-Doo,
and
I
each
saw.
of them is designed to kind
It's
of twist
a
and change
modern
the
reimagining
general open world gameplay.
of
It also has
Scooby-Doo
benefits. There are factions
for
in
Netflix.
the valley that dislike Brancis. So
Needless
the
to
more
say,
notoriety
I'm not
you
in.
gain,
I'm not
the
excited.
better standing with them you get. Like, they actually like that. There is a number of plot lines that you can follow if you want. You can also cut them off because we have added these systems where, for example, you might lose control over Cohen when he's a vampire if he was hungry. You might kill off some important NPCs, and then the plot line just cuts off basically, or you get some alternative version. There are some
I like
ways
that.
to enter the castle in the open world. You can ignore these side plot lines. You can level up Cohen and decide to attack the castle on your own, right?
Out of curiosity, is there romance
I love that.
in the game?
Romance, yes, of course. We
Oh.
have romance options, yes.
We have romance options too?
We didn't delve deep into like with whom yet.
What?
Okay.
And,
Oh, this game just got peaked. Wait a minute.
To talk about. However, yes, you can expect to build relationships with characters. Like I said, there is like one main goal.
What's up,
very
Eastwood?
Varying ways to get to it. These different ways that you pick will impact, you know, what happens with Veil Sangora in the end.
This is
It's all up to you.
perfect
I think,
watch on the road.
I really recommend
This is a long video game showcase.
Having fun with it.
A lot of games
First
being
one,
shown
Blind
today.
Descent, Martian survival, co-op adventure.
Gives me Subnautica vibes, and in the best way possible. I really like it, but like more with land
Now, Blood
exploration,
Dawnwalker sounds crazy.
which is really cool.
Even
And
crazier.
I honestly can't wait to try it.
We're also going to see a lot of survival games today. So I think it all comes down to what the ultimate depth of the game
Romance
is. But I
options.
also, my first thought when I saw Martian Land was No Man's
Basically
Sky.
free
That's
choice
obviously
when it
like
comes to the story.
maybe a reach for expectation-wise.
You
and then
can
definitely
get different
a tall
results if you
task,
accidentally
but
kill
when I heard
important
Martian, I thought No Man's
NPCs.
Sky-esque.
Like you said, a lot of
You
survival
can tackle
games,
the main missions
but I think it's
whenever you
popular
want.
right now, and I'm hopeful that a lot of them do
in
it
different
right.
orders. Like,
This is,
I love
going
that.
Underneath Mars and has aliens.
I love that in
Looks
RPG.
interesting. I like it.
I'm intrigued about the variety of ecosystems and aliens and plants that they bring up.
Yeah,
Well, like you said,
I'm hyped for
it's
Star Wars
popular
too.
right now because people like them.
Actually
and
was-
so
that actually
they
was
share a lot
fire.
of things mechanically, but for me, it's usually the vibe, and this one has a vibe.
Yeah, it is a good vibe.
That's why I wonder how that gameplay loop goes. Like, how far down can you go? What kind of biomes are you experiencing as you continue to go down?
Yeah, that was
And
one
you
of my
said,
problems with
survivals,
Ghost of
we see,
Yotei.
like, a lot of the same loops. So how can they?
It felt like it presented itself
Yeah, like again, we're gonna talk
as a
about it lot,
choice
but if you
game,
can cut a
and
tree
you
down,
had
I'm
like no
good for survival
choices.
games. I'm like
At that point,
I'm the target. I'm the target audience.
Then
I
we
don't-
have
I don't
Deep
like
Dish-
that.
Deep Dish Dungeon, co-op dungeon crawling, a survival game, handcrafted dungeon. You gather resources, cook to strengthen your party. You can party up with friends. I'm excited for it.
Speaking of vibes, this thing is a vibe. Like, I don't know what you'd call that art style, but whatever it is, like injected into my
Kind of retro,
veins.
right?
It's like pixel art, but then they also have like some voxel type tech for digging and breaking things. I don't know, whatever it is, I like
What's
it.
voxel type tech?
Okay, so when Luke said voxel,
Royal bosses and the ending. I really
that's big
didn't
word
like
count number one of
how they
day.
did the
When I see
last
that, I'm very
boss
basic.
fight.
I'm like, that's got to be some form of pixel art, which is definitely coming back. I feel like we're seeing more games kind of pull back that old view, that old like Minecraft pixel
Ghost
art, whatever you
Recon?
want to call it, voxel view.
Who
I'll
makes
be
Ghost
honest with
Recon?
you guys, while you guys are talking about pixels, I'm thinking I hope
Tom
I can
Clancy,
feel my
Ghost Recon. That's
feelings
Ubisoft,
anyways.
right?
So sure, we'll go with the pixels.
Yeah, we were watching the trailer together, and the first thing she was saying was like, "Hey, how do I kill those I'm with?"
I mean, I have
Pretty
to
sure
imagine
that-
it's
pretty
a
sure that's
dungeon crawling
Ubisoft.
game about cooking in the dungeon. Surely you're gonna be able to.
Yeah,
accidentally poison
Ubisoft is
yourself.
presenting
You can get like
at this show. So yeah, there is actually a chance for Ghost Recon.
murder your.
I bet you're.
Ubisoft is confirmed to be
You're gonna
here
have to find
presenting.
out.
So
Yeah, they have a lot of. I don't know what they're doing. They have a lot of potential stuff. They've got Ghost Recon. They've got a new Prince of Persia.
It's one of my
They
favorite
got
things in games
the
like this when you're,
Black
like,
Flag
walking through and
remake.
You can hear your friend off in the distance. I wonder if they'll do something like that.
But yeah, Ubisoft is here.
Yeah.
Effects where they're like,
It looks
far
like
away.
a
can
game
hear them
that's meant to be
screaming.
Like
enjoyed
screaming
with
right
friends, for sure.
Yeah, like at least
Me and Jake gonna be in their edition in that dungeon.
like at least a co-op. He's across the world. I'm like, Rob, you
Eastwood
there?
lived it.
Yeah.
I'm dishing, baby.
He likes to re-experience his glory days.
What are you making?
Lasagna.
Yeah, no, but it looks very promising though.
Next up, we have Dawnwalker. Lua had a crazy conversation.
Love
with our creative
Dawnwalker.
director. Single player, vampire,
Love what our-
RPG. It looks
Hope
incredible.
we experience that
I
remake.
think the 30-day system is awesome, and like you said,
Yeah, they got
there's
some
weight to
interesting
things.
remakes
And then
coming up.
The whole like, there's so many.
They're basically
decisions you
remaking
can
What
their
I find really interesting about the game,
some of their greatest hits.
Cohen, the
They also have a new
protagonist,
Far
is
Cry
half
in
vampire,
development
half
as
man.
well.
And even though like all of that sounds great by itself. There's even another layer where at night, of course, he can use vampiric abilities that he doesn't get to use during the daytime. His combat's different. He's not using a
Dawnwalker.
sword,
Oh,
he's
wait,
using
whoa.
claws. And then in the
Whoa.
daytime, of course, there's
Let's not get
NPCs
crazy here.
walking around, and there's
Blood of Dawnwalker looks
patrols
good.
going around, that aren't
It doesn't
there at
look
night, that
better
there's
than
different ones at
Control
night. So
Resonant. Let's
And you can use magic as
let's
you,
not get
you
crazy
can
here.
use magic as a vampire.
Yes.
Control
And basically what they're trying
Remedy
to do is to not
clears.
just have the time be an
Let's be
element
very
of
clear.
certain actions to take it forward, but also
They're not touching
whether
Remedy.
You're playing in day or night, quest lines play out
Control 2
completely
Resonant
differently because people are in different
is going to be
spots,
one of the
behaviors
games of the
are
year.
different. This person may be asleep, so you can't talk to them.
Have
but
different
somebody else is
abilities.
there. Exactly.
Well, The Witcher 3 is my personal favorite game of all time. So, and this is former.
I don't
Witcher
think it has
3
a
developers
firm release
working on
date
this,
yet.
And so much of that charm was prevalent there.
The music.
The music, just that soundtrack in the short little snippet we saw there, I felt it.
I love that simple separation between day and night and different things coming with your character.
That's
That-
got to be like the coolest part of it.
Yeah, 'cause
I'll be
it's
right
gotta
back. I'm gonna get my
probably tailor to
phone
your gameplay.
and a
Like,
drink.
I gotta wait to make this choice during the nighttime versus during the daytime, where I can use certain abilities or different combat styles. I love that part of it.
And so I could foresee a run through, like a play style where you're playing only at night for missions. You're just doing stealthy vampire stuff, and you're eating people or you're drinking blood rather, not eating people. I don't know, maybe it's not way. But
Whatever
you know,
you want.
the dark run through versus like the light run through in the daytime. The vegan run through. The vegan run through. Which has one of those vegan.
Vegan sped run, Dawnwalker.
Yeah, vegan achievement.
Sponsored by Beyond Meat. The fact that they revealed a little bit about more Brensis the Overlord is also a system. He really talked a lot about systems that they have not spoke on yet at all, and didn't with us either.
Like the edicts. As you go around the world trying to find your information, you can side with different people, and depending on what you do, you can make the Brensis quite upset. So he can start making laws and rules to stop you from progressing in a certain way.
I also like that Brensis as an antagonist is not just like pure evil, doing all sorts of horrible stuff. Like he is helping the people in some ways in order to, get control of them, but he's like curing them of the plague. Like he offers them something they aren't getting elsewhere. So he's doing bad stuff, but there's nuance.
And that typically makes for really, really good stories.
Harder choices to be made,
perspective, and never a clear-cut good or bad.
Yeah, because I bet you there's gonna be a moment where it's like
one
you
of
could
the
stop it,
charms.
like his influence in an area. That means they're gonna die of the plague. So it's like, do you let the bad guy do the thing that you're trying to stop him to do, or?
And it's also about perspective. These people were ruled by a very tyrannical leader before. So even though Brent is a vampire to them, he
Maybe
may as
it's
well
worth it.
be a
Yeah.
savior, right?
For the next section, we have three, again, I'm gonna have to not say incredible games every single time, but we have Prologue, Go Way Back from Player Unknown, Beautiful Light from Deep Worlds, and Project Shadowglass from Starhelm Studios.
It's just an infinite map generator with some game loops on top of it. So you have a survival loop, which is pretty hard. Get to the weather tower, we give you a map.
Is this a podcast?
Some basic survival mechanics. And
It's
if you
a
go
new
against
type of
yourself
video
more than
game
anything else,
showcase.
Kind of the decisions you make. Then we also have just Objective Survive, which is just
Video game
figuring out who
showcase
can last
organized
in
by
the
content
world,
creators,
and free roam,
where
for
they have
those
world
that just like
premieres
the differentiator
of
the
new
differences
games,
that
new
we can
trailers,
generate. Essentially infinite
developer
maps
interviews,
of 8x8 scale,
and the content
we have a map
creators
editor in the
yap
games,
about
we want
the
to be able
games.
to give you the ability to give a deep link to someone, so I can just send you like a HTTP link that starts up the game, loads a map and a seed, and I can share stuff I've built with you with just a link, right? So it's kind of
Travis
going back,
gets
it's
triggered
just-
very
it's a
easily.
technological experiment or proving some technology we've developed. It's no longer an experiment; it's in production, so it works. But it's also going back to my love of survival games and those kind of emergent. I'm not giving anyone missions to do. It's just get there, and how you get there is fully up to you. Basically, if you play the
Survival
same
gets stress you
scene,
out.
you get the same weather. I'm pretty sure you get the same cabin layout, and you.
I don't remember the last time I played one.
So you and four
I-
friends.
actually, I do.
Could technically
The last
race
survival
to
game I
Water
played
Tower.
was State of
Obviously, you guys
Decay
there first
on the
because you have same
360.
conditions. And while we don't have multiplayer yet, you have this kind of asynchronous multiplayer that as long as you can share.
Absolute
a seed with
peak, by the
people.
way.
And I thought, wouldn't that be a cool thing for events where you have 16 streamers and see how long they can survive in objective survive mode, right? Or see who can race to the weather tower quickest, or we can set up the weather just to get progressively colder and see who lasts the longest. There's a weather tower on top of one of the higher points on the map. It's generally the other side of the map. We do have prompts now that tell you what to do in the world, but yeah, there's some simple survival mechanics. Keep yourself warm, keep yourself dry, light fires, board up windows, keep your body in a good temperature, get across the map. And we don't tell you where you are on the map, except when you find a new map in
This
the
seems
world,
like a fun streamer
and it
game.
updates your position. You're left for basic navigation. It's kind of set in the 80s, so you don't have digital GPS, stuff like that. I want to make sure that the worlds we're generating have enough depth that when we add story and mission and quest-based content, that the worlds feel like coherent and real enough that it makes sense. Like, I want to have pathing. I want to have like infrastructure, like telephone lines, this kind of stuff. So the cabins aren't just random cabins in the forest, that there seems to be some like
Resident looks too
logical
Souls-like.
of stuff in the world.
It looks
And
like
once
it
we have
speaks to
those
my
in,
soul.
then we can more easily go, well, okay, you need to connect
So Charles, welcome.
substations to bring power to the
Feel like
weather
anything
tower
other than
so you
Astro
can
Bot will stress
get
you
a
out.
message or go and do various things. Right now,
That's funny.
there's a bunch of cabins. and
Would you
there's
rage quit
problems,
Astro
so
Bot?
We want to add a lot more depth to the environment. Preface is a tech demo. That I always
That's
said I
actually
wanted to
funny.
release a free tech demo of the engine we're building, and that's what Preface is. And the kind of
What's
poetic
up, King?
thing is that my last game will be Preface, because it'll just be a visualization of what's possible with our engine at that time. And it's more like Minecraft survival, that it's an example of what you can do with the engine, and it'll be open source.
I've definitely
free
got
for
it.
everyone. So
I'm clearing
you
my
can do whatever you
backlog.
want. So having this kind of digital
I'll have you know,
space, like an internet in 3D.
I finished Ghost of Yotei.
I see
After I
small
finished,
bubbles, but
I
don't
finished
see
Clear
anyone really
Obscura,
trying to do
Expedition
large-scale
33,
terrain with millions
before
of
the Game
people.
Awards,
And that's kind of the
and
bigger
I
goal,
finished
and that's
Ghost
what
of
we're broken down
Yotei
into 3 games. The aim
a
is
few
that
days
you should
ago.
be able to do anything from 10 by 10 to 100 by 100 with 5v5 or 100 v 100 relatively easily and not have any problems. We will build maybe an Earth scale terrain, maybe
So I'm
smaller.
caught up on the
with
priorities.
hopefully a network layer that supports
I do want to finish Ninja
millions
Gaiden
of people. That will be kind of a survival civilization MMO
and Lost Soul
type game. But
aside.
again, that's
And I have to
just
start a
one
Cyberpunk
layer of the
playthrough.
world. Like, I want you to be able to just jump around the world and see what's happening, because you should be able to, like, I think if you want to interact with the world, there should be a layer of
Also
survival
might
passion
try The
and
Witcher
a layer
3
of gameplay in order to kind
because
of
there's new
leave your
DLC
impression
coming
on the
out.
world.
There's a, I think it's like an expansion actually. There's a new Witcher expansion for The Witcher 3, so I might play that. But I also want to play Death Stranding for the first time because I want to play Death Stranding 2. But I'm making my way through it, is the point. My backlog is, it's still bad. I'm not gonna lie. My backlog is still pretty bad. But it's like older stuff, mostly. This show is this is a 3-hour show. There's actually a lot of content in this show. They're not messing around. This is like Jeff Keighley level. Except it's like all games and no commercials. It's like the Fort of the Rush universe. Yeah, this actually looks pretty fun. I usually play these types of games, but if you play these types of games, this looks pretty good. Yeah, it's Daniel Lee, your Richard 3 save out. Ooh. Oh, that's rough. I think I bought The Witcher. I think I downloaded it or bought it because they had like this. I think it was either a free PlayStation Plus download or it was like super cheap. I got like the whole collection. It's like a whole expansion or whatever. I just haven't played it yet.
Where pixels were once only 2D. Now,
There's 3D. Oh, I'm just with you. I'm Dominic John, the dev behind Project Shadowglass.
He's funny.
A 3D pixelated RPG that's a love letter to classic immersive sims like Thief and System
Sure was
Shock.
badass.
This video is a series of prototype rooms that I've been working on some of the
I know,
core
I'd be
systems
mad.
in. No art.
So like you'll be watching this during karate
assets,
class? Oh yeah.
Generated by AI. This is all human-made, hand-placed, made by me and artists like me because we love what we do.
So Rafa, this is the first annual New Game Plus showcase, organized by some popular content creators and streamers. It's got 45 upcoming games, developer interviews, exclusive trailers, all the usual stuff, except no ads. Everything presented here are games
headphones
that the content creators are personally
All the
interested in.
audio in Project Shadowglass is going to be 3D, and not just 3D, but simulated. The music emanating from this orb.
He's got a great
is going into
podcast
the left
voice.
ear and the right ear, but as I change the size of the space,
He could do a radio show or something,
you can hear the character
or ASMR
of the
videos.
sounds change.
It goes well with the music too of this game. It's very soothing.
And if we go around the wall, we can still hear it coming from the opening.
I feel like
each ear.
if I had to have someone announce that the communists are coming, go to the fallout shelter, I'd want it to be his voice. Put him on the emergency alert. Keep us calm.
I actually launched the Shadowglass Discord today, so if you have any ideas or suggestions,
Think it
or
sounds
just
like
wanna follow
Miller?
along,
That's a big
feel free
compliment to
wish
Miller.
list Project Shadowglass on Steam. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek on how things are
Dude,
coming
Slayer
along.
about to pop out
Thank you
here.
so much.
What's up, Jay
all
Shock
the
Glass?
crew at New Game Plus for having me. Be well, my friends.
That does take me back to well, Jay Shockglass's day.
To start with, Prologue Go Way Back, another survival game that we're seeing, and we were talking, it's a bare bones survival game where there is no common enemy. Your enemy is the elements, where you just have to try and survive and make it to that point. So if you guys don't know Brendan Green, he not only was behind
did you
the
fund
Battle
this
Royale, but
showcase,
H1Z1,
Jay?
which we talked a long time about.
It was,
He
I know it was
also the
organized by
creator of
content
PUBG.
creators.
So people have a lot of faith in him, and what he
Were you a
calls his
silent
10-year
contributor?
plan, and he talks about his ultimate goal being he wants 1 million players on a server. He wants the internet to be made 3D, and for all of us to actually truly
How much stock
be
did you
able to
buy?
play together. Which I know is a crazy transition from us talking about a survival game.
Single-player survival game?
Like we want to cover their survival game because I love survival games, and they're going to be branching out in this game for the next few years until they have multiplayer, until they have weapons, and they have PvE and animals to fight against. But it's also part of a much
Also,
bigger
his
picture.
story. He mentioned he will be.
The
they
two
will be
nickels,
adding also his
the
story
two
to
nickels
game.
made of solid
Yes.
gold.
That's got to be like the most ambitious, one of the most ambitious projects out there right now.
Yeah,
I
what-
mean, it's
Grandmaster
crazy.
or Grand Dragon. It's
He's like, "Yeah, I want, like,
crazy.
millions of players to be playing together on like a gigantic map, but you know, not to undersell it.
Shoot for the stars, brother. Shoot for the stars.
No one's done that yet. Next game we talked about was
I actually got called I actually got called a racial slur while playing Rivals
PvE
earlier this
tactical
morning.
Extraction shooter. There are 6 3-person squads.
Of course, it was a
There's
Captain
also lot
America
of
player.
Anomalies and monsters and stuff that we saw in it. Looks like I'm gonna be scared.
It looks very scary.
I mean, I appreciated that it was very immersive. Like he had
Yes.
the sort of Pip-Boy looking thing over there.
Yeah.
And speaking of big words, I actually looked up what that's called. It's called diegetic UI.
Oh, did you say diegetic?
Diegetic.
Thinking the same.
Diegetic.
So you see what? I mean, yeah, Rivals is probably the most toxic, one of the most toxic
cool in
communities of
games
all
like this,
time.
especially because it's like hyper immersive. There's no UI popping up being like, oh, attack incoming. It's just no, you are in the moment, you're in the game. Listen around you, look at the thing on the character.
If there's a rate, if you're
So you can play as a monster.
if you're going to encounter a racist in Marvel Rivals, it's either a Captain America player or a Punisher player.
I don't know. Great question.
Duality she just threw up in her mouth.
I have nothing against controllers, but I believe there's a right time for mouse and keyboard and a right time for.
Sometimes Spider-Man.
He believes that the right time for a controller is
But
when
it's
you're
usually
playing
Punisher or
shooter
Cap.
games. It's obviously better. The mouse and keyboard is better for that. but not for him.
I would edit my own YouTube videos with a controller. If I
he
could.
said that
that's
earlier.
That's how passionate.
Which is a patently insane thing to say.
Yeah, then we have Project Shadowglass.
Voxel art. I really enjoyed the
This is Starhelm Studios. It's an immersive sim. We've all seen it. I think it went viral from that AI post. There was like an AI post that looked just like it, and then he was like, I'm making a game like this that's not AI.
I looked up the video because he has a YouTube channel where you can actually see kind of behind the scenes. And when that clip of the AI generated art went viral, he saw it and thought like, I didn't think anybody wanted this. I was just like, it was a fun side project. And then he saw people wanted it and thought it looked awesome, and he put it out, but it's real.
Well, we talked about
that's
it
actually
earlier, you know,
cool.
there's a desire for stuff like that. Yeah. More simplicity, kind of retro feel.
It feels like the
That's a
game is
racist
still
statement.
like
Not all
learning
Punisher
what it
players,
wants to be.
but
Like,
always the Punisher
he's
player.
working on the graphics, the basics, the music, and as like they have a bow and an arrow, and hopefully as they work on the project, they
this is not my
start
Captain
feeling
America.
what it will grow to be, what kind of game it will develop itself into.
This ain't the Cap that
My
made
understanding is right now it
that went
is
jogging with
just
Sam
Project
Wilson.
Shadowglass, and it's gonna eventually become like a video game, but right now it's just kind of proof of concept that the art works, the crazy
Cap's
math
grandfather.
behind it works, and like it can grow to a game, but it's certainly very, very
Well, I wish him nothing but
That's Jebediah
because
Rogers.
It seems like I
Awesome,
just
dude.
love a good passion project.
The Grand
You can tell
Wizard.
There's a lot of heart in that.
And I feel like I initially, like everyone else, why I went so viral.
That's
I
why
got
Cap
attached
ran
that
away to
same
join the
artwork, but then
military.
When he further explains and shows you some concepts that you weren't expecting out of a game with that artwork or that design, when he's showing that you said the R6 lean in there. And you,
Oh yeah, that
and
threw me off. The little bow
it's like,
behind. I was
whoa.
like, is that a Rainbow Six
You threw that,
Siege?
you threw that in there, and then of course they got the wall grapple, and then with the whole audio design as well. I mean, I'm definitely.
I remember seeing that clip that went viral. I remember seeing it. I was like, wow, that looks incredible. Like walking up to the castle.
This actually we have three.
Ooh, the
what I would consider
Expanse.
kind of sci-fi games.
I gotta watch this series
We have Aphelion from Don't Nod
at some point.
which we have an incredible look behind the scenes.
Before the
of
game comes
music
out, I
from
want to
the
watch
composer
at least a couple
themselves,
episodes
as
of
well
The
as
Expanse.
Osiris Reborn from Owlcat. If you're familiar with The Expanse, super exciting, and also Distant Shores, Brittany.
Because everyone says The Expanse is a really good show, and I do like sci-fi, and The Expanse looks like a dream game if you like the show.
My name is Amin Bouafa. I'm a film music composer, and I am the composer for Aphelion, the video game. I remember having a message from Talal saying that he loved the score of Summit of the Gods, and they are working in a new video game.
I think it's on Prime.
And inviting me to come to the studio and to meet the team. It was very important for me to understand how the music would be interactive. So how to compose, how to write music that would be interactive, with models, with stems, with separating the different elements, and at the same time, how could the music, how the structure of the music would.
The game reminds me of Returnal.
Evolving structure. It was very important for me first to have the story of Ariane and Thomas, like that. The log line is the story, both of them. So
But without the
there's a
bullet hell.
theme that conveys this emotional relationship.
This
between them.
might be an
And
obscure
then
reference.
the frozen aspect.
I don't know how many
I mean,
basketball fans are in the
For
chat.
me, it was very important.
Doesn't this
first
composer kind of look
to
like
feel
Devontae
the
Friga,
cold in the music, to feel
the basketball
the
YouTuber?
wind, to feel the ice.
Just older
Instrument that had been invented
in
by,
French.
The Bachet brothers in the mid 20th century. For me, it looks like an alien instrument. When you see it, cannot even predict that it's a musical instrument.
All
But
7
also
seasons? I
to
bet.
get your hands in water, and then rub crystal buttons that are in this metal structure could convey the.
I'll watch an episode or
identity
two.
of the score, and the same
See if I like
time
it.
Having this magical sense of in the score.
Haven't gotten to a new TV show in a while. I've been watching mostly anime. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen season just dropped today as well, so I gotta watch that.
There is a sacred feeling also to this planet. is a huge planet, but I wanted to get this huge instrument and that it could also play very soft.
I'm gonna watch that
has
after
a
this
lot of
stream.
Sounds. It could be very soft. It could be very aggressive. It could be large. It could be.
You had to look up Devontae Friga. Yes, he does. That's what I was. Yep.
Very
If you know, you
welcoming,
know.
And suddenly, very, how to say, very dangerous and very sacred at the same time. So I thought that the organ could be this.
Yeah.
could
I'll
be
give it a
this
try.
Gestures.
I'm watching Prime anyway because they got some good anime on there, and Fallout. I've been wanting to get into another sci-fi series.
Music for a fellow, and it's the first time for me.
I
to
miss
write music for a game.
good sci-fi
Score.
shows
And it's a lot of fun.
like
and a lot of
Eureka,
passion.
Fringe, that sort of vibe. I really want a good sci-fi show. Thank you for another 5, Marnie. Saying Wolverine shows another update. Yeah, the spring showcase, yeah, they're definitely going to do like a gameplay deep dive for whatever they're showing in the spring, for sure. It's probably going to be like a 10, 12-minute demo. Did you came here because of the chat?
We had some discussions at the early stages
Appreciate
of the
it.
production, to be honest. Whether
The
to go
Expanse,
fully
this actually looks
cartoon
really
or,
good.
Something else.
This
And,
definitely makes me want to watch the
again, we
show.
started with sitting down and lining up what are possible ways that the player might perceive the game. The power fantasies, how he can express himself in combat. So
And they got
he might
baddies?
want
Wait
to
a
be
minute.
Sniper, he might want to be a hacker, maybe an engineer, something
Wait a
else.
minute.
As we designed those playstyles, we thought how to
My
mix
snow
up
detection
the-
is going
how
off.
to let player to experiment with
Wait a
what
minute.
encounters during the game.
I see some baddies.
For example, when he finds a neat shoulder cannon, as we shown in the announcement trailer, even if he's a sniper, he might want to experiment with that. Why not?
Wait a
it
minute.
fits the universe,
I
it
might have to
fits
tap
the
in.
playstyle. He might want to see how it works, and so we decided why not to give him the possibility to do that. That was the idea behind the playstyle. So
It's gonna be the new
playstyle
Mass
is
Effect?
basically the,
I'm all about it.
certain preset that kind of gently guides you towards the certain direction.
I'm ready to go
of
skiing
your,
in space.
power fantasy of how you play the game. At some point, the player will need to commit to his choices. So again, it's an important part of the choices system. You know, if you just can switch everything on the
the
fly,
girl in the front, fire.
kind of makes your choices less important. So at some point, you need to stick to
Call me the Winter Soldier out
particular
here.
guns, particular gadgets, and you just build around them. We give you some time to experiment.
Yeah, the actual
but
Mass
you will
Effect
need
might
to
be
commit.
cooked.
During the character creation,
I fear.
you will have to choose.
So this will have to do.
between, 3 major factions. Your origin, so you'll be either Belter or
The characters are
Belter
what kept
or
you reading the
Martian.
series?
Facial customization, appearance. You can.
That reminds me, I
choose
gotta
your body
I
type.
gotta hurry up and read Absolute Batman. I have it sitting downstairs, along with the Corey Kenshin's manga, Volume 2.
With the same identical one. They will look a little bit different because
This
they're
game
their
looks
own,
amazing, like,
person.
legitimately.
They have their own personality. These events are set during the
It looks
first,
great even if you haven't
3
watched
books,
the
I
series
think. You will
or read the
start
books.
on Iris and witness basically the events from a different angle, and this part will be to some degree shown in your character creation.
They're going crazy over there.
Companions should
Holy.
belong somewhere in the universe, and they
I mean, there's a
have
lot of
their
people in
own,
chat.
Background consisting of their
On the
friendship,
mainstream.
their acquaintance,
It was like
some
4,000
background
people
story,
waiting.
Their own struggles. All this stuff will influence how they perceive the situations player encounters. So in every major plot event, they will have their opinions. They might hint you towards some decisions. They might provide you some assistance. Or
Oh yeah, this sounds like my
even
kind of
some,
game.
Crucial contacts to go for help, for advice, for military support. maybe. Of course, they will have their own stories, their own struggles, and you can choose to help them or maybe to ignore their own stories, totally depending on how you want to be invested in this particular companion. The choices you make for those companions also will matter in long term.
Yep, some of them will have romances, and you can see on our background.
The mods did some mass cleanup.
We can't say who is going to have romance, but there will definitely be romance in our game.
It's a small crew on the small ship. You know, the Expanse
turns 10 on Sunday. Wow, they grow up so fast.
Very tight spaces for a very long time, so there is a dynamics in the crew as well. We have a few layers.
Oh yeah, Exodus is supposed to be really good. I think it's 2027.
The gunplay, a few classes of weapons that you can use, and mostly you do it from the covers, so it's a cover-based gunplay game. And the second layer of the combat system is that's your abilities. That they might be more like offensive ones, maybe something like a grenade or a shoulder cannon, or maybe something more defensive like a shield or maybe a protective drone. A lot of gadgets that you can choose.
It's like Avengers helicarrier.
And as Julia mentioned, there are some play styles that are mostly focused on using your gadgets rather than using your.
It definitely looks like some parts of the helicarrier. I'm not gonna lie.
Still very important. That's obviously your companions. They have their impact on the combat. They have what we call combat opportunities. That's a particular situation.
I have a good feeling about this game. This game looks like it might legitimately be one of the best games of the year.
The arena and the environment too.
And it feels like there are a lot of games coming out this year that you can say might be one of the best games of the year.
The gameplay part of the survival stuff. So you won't be
like the hardest thing about this year is going to be finding the time for everything.
Or how much water you need to recycle before it dries out. Nothing like that. But still, the Expanse universe is very dangerous. So in terms of narrative, the survival will be a part of the game. You will have a tremendous enemy. You will have
the visuals are really strong.
Situations that you will have to.
Reminds me a bit of the Dead Space remake.
There will be a lot of survival in terms of your player experience, just not as a particular mechanic. You will be able to fly around the solar system.
Nice.
You will be able to visit various planets.
Ooh.
We mentioned it before that we have Luna, Mars, Ceres,
planetary exploration,
some other, cool places to visit, and some of those places will be like major social hubs where you can just walk around, meet other people, drink at the bar, shop for better equipment and stuff like that.
This sounds like what Starfield should have been.
Plenty of places to go and to visit and to look at. The Expanse universe is cruel, and some characters might die because of your choices. Stay tuned for more, and we will show more very soon. Have something cooking. I hope you will like
There's
it.
actually a Warhammer game being presented today too.
Welcome back, Aaron.
Speaking of Warhammer,
Flight was smooth.
I know Travis loves him some Warhammer. One of the Warhammer games is being shown today. One of the upcoming ones.
Stay alert.
I forgot which one. Because I only care about a Space Marine 2 sequel, Space Marine 3.
You know, your brother.
But there is an upcoming Warhammer game.
You said you would visit me here, but you never did.
Midhammer.
Look,
Midhammer 40 meh.
Find me in the West Zone. We'll be waiting.
Oh, that look cool.
Sometimes I dream about what's under the ocean. A distant shore.
Warhammer or Expanse, which is better? Tough choice. I don't know, Expanse looks pretty crazy. Space Marine 2 was a really fun game. But I'm more drawn towards like big like RPGs with like a lot of exploration choice, and I love space. So the Expanse is definitely leaning more into my sensibilities. Armani coming through with another 5. Wonder how they would show Rise of Hydra gameplay. I hope they show it at all. Holy, I'm worried about that game. I hope it still comes out this year. Would love it if it was like the headliner or like a big reveal at the State of Play or something. Because the leaked Black Panther gameplay looked really good. That's why I'm hoping like nothing happens to it, because I see there's a lot of potential. Just based on what I saw from the early development footage of their Black Panther gameplay. Like they really nailed his movement. Here's to the Expanse overlap with the book or the TV series. That's a good question. This is the kind of game that you will suck at and rage. Oh, 100%. This is why you should stream it, Jay. This is like a perfect streamer game, actually. And I would love for Jay to play it. I will be in that stream. Only thing holding it back, I think, is it doesn't look like it's going to be co-op. But it definitely looks like it's going to be a game that's going to make people rage. Yeah, I definitely hope Rise of Hydra just isn't canceled. If it's delayed to 2027, I'll be sad, but at least it's not delayed. At least it wouldn't be canceled. Isn't that all games? No, not all games, Jay. I don't think. Wait, does Jay rage during Pokemon? I feel like there's some games Jay doesn't rage during. Iron Man better not be canceled. No, I don't think they can. I don't think they can cancel that. I think they have to do at least one Marvel game based on their deal with EA. Yeah, Iron Man at most is just delayed internally because the studio was forced to work on Battlefield 6. Travis not in any position to criticize gameplay. You're not wrong. Travis's gameplay is not the best. Based on Gears of War.
My understanding is it's a dual protagonist game, so you'll actually be swapping back and forth as they sort of work together. And I'm sure there's parts where you're separated, parts where maybe you're together, working together.
Very emotional
story.
There's so much potential for stories like that. The dual protagonist.
It might not be up to her.
You know it's going to be an emotional game, especially when they put so much emphasis in the music. I feel like music is a tool to catalyst emotions, so it's definitely something that
we were actually talking about that.
Skydance and PlayOn are publishing.
Not just video games and art in general. And
PlayOn is distributing.
It changes everything.
From a game being a good game to a memorable game.
So I'm not super confident there.
In a long time, so.
Well, and Donut has a pretty storied background when it comes to narrative games, whether it's like Life is Strange or
I trust Amy when it comes to the story for sure.
Old school favorites, Vampire, like they try different stuff, weird stuff even sometimes.
The guys are getting his hands for this plan bit.
They were using the super alien music instrument, so.
Yeah. What was it called? Is that
a Crystal Bachette?
Crystal Bachette.
Oh, you're talking about the hand wedding one?
Yeah.
Keep it up, you said this life. Only playing Dynamite 2.
I kind of want to try it, honestly.
That's actually a horrible set. That's actually a horrible punishment.
This is an award-winning composer of the Summon of the Gods as well. So what I find super impressive is just I feel like people
I've
sleep
never
on music
played a
so much in
game
games,
where you
and then you see behind the
carry.
scenes of this entire like
Yeah, you're definitely
in a famous
delusional.
church in Paris playing the organ.
Actually has been a blast to see video game music evolve.
Bro
during the
is
years.
trying to reinvent
Video games
reality.
has some great music. Like
There's literally video
When
evidence
it's working,
of me
a lot
carrying
time you.
you
Don't think about it. When music is
while we were
really
playing
good,
Gears.
you don't really think about it. But then when it's exceptional,
The stream
like
is still up.
Exhibition or like the Witcher vibes, you know, then you really remember it. But a lot of the games, you
Along
play,
with the chat
you probably
reaction.
don't look up the soundtrack.
Everyone saw you.
Ironically, my Spotify rap this year was like mostly video game scores. I think there's often correlation though whenever a developer does take the music very seriously in a game. It
I'm
often
sure,
reflects.
I'm sure
in
they're taking other parts
It
out.
reflects in every other. I mean, think about it. All the games that have, like, you think about the games with the best scores ever, like you just said, The Witcher 3 or whatever. I mean, it
Money with the
correlates to
2.
everything else.
Appreciate you.
Every
Happy
other aspect
because
of the game, they take
Wolverine.
it seriously. So.
Another
You
sci-fi
get free
game
roam.
that is probably one
Yeah,
of
I'm
the most
excited for
anticipated sci-fi
Wolverine.
games for a very long time.
I like that
is
it's
the
not
Expanse,
fully
Osiris
open
Reborn,
world,
which is from
'cause I think it'll cut down on the filler.
It is a third-person action RPG, obviously set in the Expanse universe.
The Expanse is a book and a show, so they are taking inspiration from both, but at the same
Okay,
time,
so
it
it's
doesn't
gonna be
require
both.
previous knowledge of either for you to be able to enjoy this. In this game, you're going to be
So they're doing their
more or
thing.
less through what happens in the show. However, from a different perspective, from a different side, with
But they're
your own
mostly
group
going
of
through the show,
people,
okay.
your own environment, that you get to make your own choices.
So they're mostly adapting the
thing to
show,
frame all of the Expanse game,
but
is
allowing you
that
to
coming
make
from
your own
Outcat,
choices.
they're
All
a
right,
studio
all right, that's
that
pretty
did
good.
Rogue Trader, for example, their bread and butter is
Travis listens on reality.
intense,
Very true.
gritty narratives with unbelievable levels of role play.
Can't wait for the
depth,
Grounded
and
2
choice and
showcase. Yeah, I'm
consequence,
seeing a lot
complex
of
systems
people in
interweave.
chat
And so seeing
on
them
the
go into
actual
this,
stream
which is of course a third-person cover-based shooter,
spamming Grounded
many
2.
RPG
I know there was
mechanics.
that many
It's
people
a
that are
different
into
road, and
Grounded
I
2.
asked him about that in our interview and was like, how did this happen? Because typically they do sort of an isometric thing. And they just said when we decided we wanted to tackle the Expanse, it required that cinematic.
Does the woman have a
flair, and
tattoo
that's
on her
what
neck?
They tackled, and they're doing a phenomenal
I
game.
think
job.
it's a
I mean, the game
necklace.
looks beautiful.
It looks very interesting to me. It looks kind of like Dead Space meets Gears of War,
It's
kind
more
of
like
gameplay wise.
Mass
It did. Or, yeah, Mass Effect as
I
well.
gotta see when.
Choice and the
Yeah,
reputation you have with
it's a
your
necklace.
companions will change because your companions, they told us, will disagree with some of the stuff you do. They'll get upset or
They will have their
pissed
own
about it.
opinions.
They'll have their own opinions, and they also, one interesting tidbit they mentioned was that when you are making choices in the game, they're not necessarily going to tell you if that was a big moment, if that what you just said to them is going to seriously affect this thing over here. It will, but that's all behind the scenes.
Their game was Distant Shore, Brittany. This is what went viral as almost a portal with magnets, and I think it looks like a lot of fun.
It's such a unique concept. I could see it being big time.
You know,
Like,
it's
really
one of those
is.
games like you didn't know you wanted, but then you see it, you're like, oh, that looks like it
Who
tickles
doesn't
a part
like
of my brain.
magnets?
Yeah.
Like we've seen
very
versions of it before, but with everything it combines, because it makes everyone think of a different game when you see it. Because we've heard Half-Life, we've heard Portal. I thought of Only Up during some parts of it.
Yeah, it had Only Up.
Only Up.
Mirror's
Oh yeah,
Edge a
that.
little bit with like the parkouring while moving stuff.
See, it makes us think of so many different things at once. So I think it's gonna do.
Just
really well.
watching some of that gameplay, I could see the rage already.
Oh yeah, the boss.
Oh yeah,
Not happening.
Well, and I think it's also really cool that they have boss mechanics because like you can tell it started with the idea of using magnets to like manipulate the environment, but then they're like, okay, well we could raise the stakes, take it up a notch with these boss fights that are organic in the space and
It also mixes up because it's not just a puzzle game, so there is more to it and more that you.
Yeah, there's a world that he even showed as well.
It's more
That's
than
definitely a
puzzle game,
necklace.
it's narrative behind it.
Exactly. Like they could have just stopped with the puzzle game. I think a lot of people would have been perfectly happy with that. But
Too
then
many
they go
dimensions
and
to be a
build on
tattoo.
that with a story, boss fights, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, if it's not just reach a destination or do a final thing, but it's actually a narrative, like you said, that's really cool.
I think it's one to keep an eye on. Yeah.
All right, what's next? Avowed.
Next up, we
And
have
Grounded
two very
too.
exciting updates coming from Obsidian, that being some updates for Avowed as well as Grounded 2. We also got exclusive time with them and had some interviews, which were very exciting.
I have not played Avowed. I know Jay I think Jay played Avowed.
Avowed is a Obsidian first-person action RPG set in the world of Pillars of Eternity, where the player plays as an envoy sent by the
I heard it was
Emperor of
okay.
Emir to the living lands to investigate a mysterious plague that's kind of spreading throughout the lands, causing chaos, and you play as the envoy trying to figure out what's kind of going on down there. Do things that affect it in positive ways, negative ways, or in between type of ways, with that type of choice.
You like it, but you got a little
In terms
bored.
of,
Yeah, that's what I heard a lot of.
things we've been supporting on it, like we've gotten a bunch of abilities.
I heard it
added
wasn't
to the
bad, it's
feature
just
and fighter trees to kind of more fill it out comparatively.
kind of
to
mid.
The wizard tree aspects about it that are like arachnophobia mode. That was like a big community requested feature, as well as changes to progression, improvements there, gear improvements, and as well as bug fixes.
Looks
and
like they're
crash,
making some
fixes.
improvements.
And
Okay.
you can play now as the
different species.
Yeah, we've added different species.
Yeah.
The Amauin, Orlins, and Dwarves are now playable. A lot of our decisions we make are revolving around the player community, so we work, really closely with our community management team. We get like a spreadsheet, kind of see what the things that are bubbling to the top. Like an example, like quarterstaff was something where we wanted to feel like more like a wizard, right? That kind of wizardy vibe, as well as playing as Orlins. Like I think players just were bummed that we didn't include that in the base game. So I mean, it really comes down to like the time and what the community wants, and that's kind of how we decide to go about it. Yeah.
We
It's
notice
not on
like
PS5,
players
it's mid by
really
default.
role play their
I wouldn't go that
characters in the
far.
game, so we always want to give them as many options as we can to like customize their features or character, to kind of have this fantasy in this
PC's
world.
got some really good games.
As they journey through the story, we just wanted to give them as many possible options as they can to really make the character they want to make, and just make it just their own. Stuff like all the playable races, we discussed it early on and about. It's something to both previous Pillars games had. It's a lot of work and a difficult thing to really nail down, especially in Avowed with its parkour systems and its combat mechanics and all the weapon types and stuff like that in the game. Our different races are different sizes, they're different shapes, they're a very unique game experience when you play as each one of them in a first-person game specifically. So it was something like new to
Hope this comes to
Wrangle.
PS5. I'm
for
pretty sure Avowed
Avowed.
will.
We had no time to finish it as we're making Avowed, and now we can give it to the players, so it's a more
I think
rounded
every Xbox
experience
game is going to be on
compared to the
PS5
original Pillars
eventually.
games. It should be a whole new way to play the game. If you pick an Orlin or an Amawa, it makes you feel completely different in the world, especially if you use third person. or
Yeah,
first
melee
person.
and
It
first
changes it
person
again how you feel.
games
and different in this
always
game,
feel
so
like
it's
really clunky.
Pretty awesome. that
But
was
this does have a
doing
third
that.
person mode.
New Game Plus allows the player to bring over all their
But
abilities,
you can tell
all
it's
their
designed for
equipable
first
gear.
person.
It does reset it back to level 1, so it's not like you're just outright OP basically,
Mhm.
but you'll have the end game gear with all its like enchants to be able to just start the new game, as well as we have like modifiers on enemies that kind of
If not on
either make
PS,
them more resistant to some of the elemental
but
types,
it's
or
mid.
modifiers that
You really
make
hope this
them
game
more
comes to
resistant
PS5.
to being stun locked or hit reacted. And that
Yeah, if
kind
the
of
game
gets
is
sprinkled
mid,
in kind of somewhat
it's not
randomly
going to
throughout
stop
the-
being mid if
that
it comes to
New Game Plus
PS5.
experience to kind of get that
It's
that
just going to be a
added
mid game on
challenge, but also
PS5.
let the player still feel somewhat like they're accumulating their abilities over the course of multiple playthroughs. So.
We notice players like to take photos of their envoys,
It does-
but it's
they-
very
they
difficult
typically
in the
don't
game. You
get-
have to get
get
the
major
camera just
upgrades.
right to get a certain distance from the character, or capture the
It's just a
shot in
port.
a conversation when you see your character.
If
so
it
this
does-
allows you to really
if the
get
port
into
does
it
come with
and
an update,
capture some awesome shots.
the
or
update is
some scary
available
shots,
on the
depending
original
which way you're
platform too.
going.
We're super excited to announce that Avowed's finally going to come out to PS5.
Hey,
Pre-orders
there
are it
it
gonna
is.
Be live today. Keep an eye out on our socials, and we'll announce when the store
Told you,
is open.
I knew it. Yep, Avowed PS5, and they literally just announced it. So there you go, Travis. If you're interested in Avowed, get your pre-orders ready. There it is. And here's Grounded too.
A survival game. It is set in a gigantic city park. You play
It's
as
more
a
cringe than
teenager
anything
who
Gio
has
has ever
something
said.
to roughly the size of an ant, and you just have to survive in this environment with insects.
I think
that are
Crimson
inside
Desert
your
is going to
bus
be
and
absolute
figuring
cinema.
out how to eat and get some
Unless it has
water
performance
and
issues.
fight those bugs and
I think that's the
craft
only thing that
materials
could
and
hold back
weapons. As you go and gain empowerment
Crimson
and get
Desert.
over those initial survival challenges, you can sort of get into the story of what has really happened in this park. A number of huge updates planned for the park. This is the
Otherwise, it
first
could be
big
my game of the
content
year.
update that we have. We've been calling it the winter update. It's really about adding in this next big chunk to the park, and that comes with a lot of things that are very, very exciting for us. With this winter update, which is the community garden, is attached right to that early picnic area. On the map, it's just to the east of it, behind the gigantic statue of Tully.
I have
and
not
Virgil.
played Grounded
This was
yet.
our opportunity to really start delving into a brand new biome with everything that entailed. You've got a vegetable garden, you've got a greenhouse.
If
you've
I'm
got a
caring about
pumpkin
Crimson Desert,
patch.
not to
All
be
of
super
these
excited about
introduce
it.
A lot of new and different types.
All I did
of
was
artwork
show you the
and
light.
places for the player to explore, and then of course we need all the insects that go in these areas too. And so A ton of new insects.
You made the
that are in
decision to
there.
bathe in it.
As I love to say, all of these insects, you know, you can fight. Maybe they're docile and you can attack them. Many of them are aggressive and will attack you. And regardless, you fight them, learn their tactics, and then eventually turn them into fashionable attire and new weapons.
Going to a new biome, a new area in the park.
Yeah,
allows
love
us
hunting
to
bugs.
Fully lean into what makes the park unique.
Can I
The
show you
backyard. And for us, that means
Trish Miracle
that
as your wife?
mixture
I
of
mean, I can't work
really
miracles.
organic creatures, as well as that man-made touch. That this was designed by humans at, you know, human level.
Wasps are coming back, which are a lot of fun to fight, but can be kind of annoying. Again, this is a survival game, so so excited about those things coming back. Black ants are also coming back too, and like with both of those, you get sets of armor and different weapons
Wasp.
that you can craft after you've defeated these creatures. We're more excited about the new.
Glad to see that
creatures
Wasp are
that
lore
are in
accurate.
the garden update, though. So we developed a brand new creature in the cricket. The cricket is
We got crickets?
pretty big. Again, this is the size of a large bus, probably. It has some very unique attack combinations that are a lot of fun. It can also, of course, jump very, very far. It has its own armor sets. It has its own weapon or weapons that you can craft based upon it. And then the same thing
This is kinda fun.
Earwig. And we actually have two different types of earwig. There's sort of a ranged earwig and a melee earwig that tend to
Because
travel
there's a
around
combat systems,
together to
have a
work
learning
together
curve.
with their strategic.
I mean, I feel like that's for every like
Again, you can turn those into
combat
armor.
game
Of course, turn them into your base.
that has
versions.
like flashy moves.
You can turn them into weapons, and we think they'll offer some exciting and unique combat opportunities.
We
It didn't
really
seem
want Grounded
soulsy.
One players to be excited to see these creatures again, but also to be surprised and delighted by the changes. You know, just like we did in the picnic area, we've revamped the combat. So that means even looking at the old legacy creatures and going, okay, how do we make them a part of the system? How do we make them challenging in this new?
Kinda reminded me of
dance?
Dragon's
How
Dogma
can we leverage
2.
our systems to make them more interesting. And
And a little bit of
hopefully
Phantom Blade
there's
Zero.
A couple of twists coming, even with the old favorites, that will keep veteran players on their toes and will surprise and delight new players.
We have a brand new buggy, the Ladybug buggy, which you'll be able to.
As you can tell, you're in a
get
good mood.
and
I could not tell
catch,
actually.
And then ride around in the yard. And we're pretty excited about all that stuff. Like, I think all of it is coming together just really well.
I think every single Grounded player from Grounded 1 at some point jumped on the Ladybug.
Yeah, it's definitely not a Souls
and
game.
let it transport them around. And we often joke that was the original buggy prototype.
So Travis can play on
And
easy.
There's something so iconic about the Ladybug and getting on it and wanting to ride it that it felt like an inevitability for us. But what's important for us whenever we do introduce a new buggy,
Space looks
we don't
amazing.
want it to just be another
Good point.
or just a horse, you know? And so it really boiled down to what can the Ladybuggy bring to the table that the other ones weren't? What can make her stand apart and bring a utility and an experience to the player that the other buggies aren't? How can we carve out her own little niche in the game? She's the tank. She's, you know, the one who can get into those really tough fights and withstand
Fair enough.
those large swarms of insects. And that's where the idea of the water cannon.
I like a
comes
little bit
back.
of a challenge.
And, you know, players being able to shoot at their enemies. And that ended up, you know, providing a ton of gameplay opportunities and a really unique
Travis is so happy he's going to
being
buy
able
everyone in
shoot
chat to
down
copy the
the
Expanse.
aerial insects that
Imagine.
are often a bit more challenging and a bit more frustrating for players. Well, now you have this, you know, ranged weapon that you can take them down.
More
with
like he's
that-
going to
that
try to
feels
hustle
super
everyone in the
satisfying.
chat
It's like an anti-air gun.
to make a
For
bet
us,
with him.
As soon as we crack that, it felt like, okay, there she is. That's her niche.
So that y'all can
And
buy it
now
for
it's
him.
just about bringing that experience to life and finding moments in the garden
Yeah, he definitely got
experience.
definitely ain't got
to
Jay's
really
money
highlight
bags.
that and let that shine for the player.
So we saw Avowed, great interview that you did over there. We see now that we have New Game Plus coming, there's a photo mode, new weapon type,
I love
changing
all the
appearance. There's new
personalizations they
character
can do.
presets, you got new races. Which
There's only, like-
Yeah, Lua will have a lot of fun with.
Yeah, they're doing a lot.
4
and
main people chatting
the
right
game,
now.
Of course, launched earlier this year.
So I could definitely
Since
afford that.
very
Busy this
very
year.
busy, yeah. And they're doing these free updates now, and so they also are adding New Game Plus, which adds a whole new reason for you to go back through the game. So the game is coming to PS5.
We got another one.
We got
Another one.
Was insane.
Here we go.
Grounded 2 PS5.
Yeah, but it's coming and it's available for pre-order as of this
Right
show
now?
going live. So right now, so check it out. And when I talk to them,
Better
they
for
were,
bad games like
saying
GTA
how
or Lego
important
Batman.
the community is to them, how they listen to a
he
lot
couldn't
of
even
their
cap.
feedback.
He
Like
knew he was
adding
capping
arachnophobia
immediately.
mode on Grounded.
I was gonna say, Luke, if I'm scared of spiders, what do I do?
Yeah, there's
You know Lego
arachnophobia
Batman's gonna be
mode,
fire.
but they like that's kind of their driving force is looking at the community, what the community is saying, communicating. They're like, hey, we'd like more species and more customization options in Character Builder. Okay, we'll do that, and it's just really nice to see them do that. They could put it in a paid package, but they're not. They're just, it's a labor of love, and that's.
I really like how, as you're going to a New Game Plus, you can also change your character's appearance. So you keep some of your skills and stuff, but if you are tired of how your
So
character
PS5
looks, you
players
wanna
are getting
do something
Avowed
new,
and Grounded too.
Try a different race. You can do that by just going to New Game Plus. You don't need to go back to the beginning.
Besides that, we also had Grounded 2, which is bringing
Looking forward
the
to
Guardians
that,
of Brick Hollow Park that is now going to be open. So it's a new biome,
Starfield
new creatures,
PS5
new
announcement.
tools, a new mushroom brick material that you can build more stuff with.
Coming soon.
And also a new ladybug buggy. A lady buggy.
For those of you watching, it's a play on word.
Allow me to explain.
Ladybug E because you can mount it and ride it like a buggy.
Yeah, and speaking to listening community, they also take a lot of feedback. This is a game that launched back into early access back in July, and so this is a major winter update is what they're calling it, and it was heavily requested to have more types of transport, which they are still planning more for the future that people can be excited about, but they always listen to feedback about, should an insect be an enemy?
I'm still
Should
not
an
playing
insect
Starfield
be
with
what they
on
call,
PS5.
Is it docile or docile? I'm from Iowa.
Whatever you
Tomato,
prefer.
tomato.
Yeah. Different insects can be friendly, some can be enemies, and then
I'll
of
be
course,
playing
they
the
also treat them
Expanse.
now as transport as well.
You looked at Luke when you asked.
Well, yeah, I'm not
That's gonna
looking
be my
at you.
space game.
And so with
That's
this
my space
update, and
RPG
they're-
for the year.
They're doing this throughout a lot of the timeline, and like they're gonna give you a lot of these big updates, and you're gonna be kind of surprised of like when it first released early access, there was still plenty to do. It was a survival game, but if you were a fan of Grounded, the original, you knew they were still gonna have a great winter update for you like this, and so they have a lot on their roadmap, but because of the way the game is oddly like scaled down, it's from
That's rare.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, like the way it's shrunk down, they have so much they still want to do and will be doing
If
for
I don't see some big improvements to Starfield, I'm not going to bother.
Cricket thing looks terrifying. It turns around and like.
You're like, wait, what's he doing? What's he doing?
Spreading. I gotta give them credit. Like Obsidian's been so crazy busy. Like the fact that you can put out 2 pretty sizable games.
I do love sci-fi.
And a bunch of updates for it.
And it seems like they were cooking something huge.
I've been a
right?
huge fan of
Because-
space
Yeah, they
since
just
I
had
was a
Tim
kid.
Kaine come back out of retirement. He's one of the creators of Fallout back in the day, and he
Didn't he also was some of the original creators of Vampire Bloodlines?
I think he did.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Ever since I saw the movie
kind of a legend of
Contact,
the industry, he in 2020 went and started doing consulting work with Obsidian.
I've been
He was,
obsessed with, like,
in his words,
space and sci-fi.
semi-retired, but he's actually gone back to Obsidian to work full time in office. Moved to the studio on some project that's unannounced, and he said, "Don't bother guessing. You will not guess it." So, new IP. Something crazy. Who knows? But they are
Or
busy.
he's trying to
one of my
blow us
favorite
off.
movies of all
It's
time.
hard to not see like hope at least for Fallout stuff because
Child Jodie Foster.
the TV show being excellent.
Hey,
And,
Matthew McConaughey was in that,
everyone
too.
Itching for more Fallout, so.
Next up, we have 3 fantasy RPG games that are looking very
Outward
cool.
2. Oh, yes, this is the
would
game
say.
out from the
This is gonna
trailer.
be Outward 2 from Nightdot Studio, a follow-up to their other survival game, Outward, obviously. We have Varen's Call by Titan Rock, and then we also have Dragon Twin by Draconic Interactive.
Yeah, one of the main reasons I wanted to cover this showcase is because I watched the hype trailer,
Outward is an open
and it
world
had like this
RPG,
crazy
so
looking
once you
open
know
world
some
game
kind
where
of
you're riding on a
special
dragon.
superhero or the
I was like,
last
I gotta see what
tribe
that
of
is.
Prophecy, you're just a dude or a dudette. And the reason why we are downscaling who the player is because they want to be immersed more than they want to be powerful. And that was the big change in our approach. And we
Is
made all
starting
of
to
our
learn not
design
to hate
decisions
Superman.
to be
I'm
in
turning you
alignment
into a
with
proper member of
if
society.
you were just a regular person and you wanted to think like a human would, but in a fantasy world. It's when you are aloof, when you're just like, that's not so dangerous, I've done it before. And that's when life just snaps back at you, right? In real life, that's like that. It should be like
You
that in
could
the
ride a
design as
dragon in
well.
Crimson Desert too.
So one gigantic thing is the character creation. In Outward One,
I know
like,
Crimson
we
Desert also
have
has
very
some really
ugly
cool superpower,
protagonists. And we didn't
some
have a lot of options,
some
you know,
super
we
like
had
glide,
3 skin colors, a handful of
traversal
faces,
option.
a handful of haircuts, and that was
That look really cool.
It feels like really growing.
This looks
yourself
just
in
like
the
Dragon's Dogma.
You choose a background, you choose
Character
traits,
creator.
you have a very granular system to modify and customize your character to your liking. One of the big things.
Anything
is
big that got
choose
shown? A
one
lot actually.
Of 3 starting locations. So as a regular person,
This show has
what
had some
justifies
bangers so far.
throwing yourself into danger? How do you become an adventurer? Well, we have 3 different quests, depending on which city you choose.
Better should you like
if
Michael
you are,
Rosenbaum,
let's
Lex more
say,
than
in
Clark?
Singen's Bastion, you
I
are a
mean,
homeless
to be fair, a
person.
lot of
Yes.
people do. Michael Rosenbaum
In,
is actually just goated.
Tramontaine, you are a miner and you're trying to like improve your
The best
status
Lex
and your
Luthor.
quality of life. In Haboob, you are just a clerk who just bought a house. What could possibly go wrong? You know, and very
X-Files,
mundane
what you got into the
situations,
paranormal?
Like you're not
Ooh.
special or anything, but something.
The fact that I
special
saw so
happens
many ghosts as a kid is
and
what
then you
got
have
me
to
into the
live up
paranormal.
To the situation, we want a weather system.
I also saw Ghost
that
by Patrick
is,
Swayze.
very dynamic. So now we have a year-long
That was-
calendar.
That scared me,
with
but also was
seasons,
good.
And you just go through all that.
And The
So it's gonna
Frighteners
be winter, and then
with,
it's
Michael J.
spring, and then
Fox.
summer, and does change, like what kind of stuff can be found, what kind of armor you need to wear. Dual wielding is gigantic.
I used to watch a lot of horror
now
stuff,
you can
actually, when I was a kid.
combine anything that goes in one hand, and that opens up a lot of possibilities.
But Ghost
Without
and
one,
The
like, you
Frighteners were the
had your
ones that
offhand, could only have a set amount of things, and you had your main hand.
really,
Now you can just interchangeable. You can have 2 shields if you want.
pretty much
It's
the only
a-
ones that really
I don't
scared me
recommend, but you
and,
can.
like, got
Of
me
course, like,
interested
just
in horror.
visually, and the fact that it's much more lush, it's more
Because
filled,
Child's
it's
Play,
more
Halloween,
visually vibrant. That's
Exorcist
something
doesn't scare me.
overnoticed very quickly.
But
Just
Ghosts
like in
and The
Outward One,
Frighteners did.
We have 8 skill trees, and all those skill trees have some exclusive skills. So if you take one, you can't take the other, and you have a maximum of 3 break.
Nightmare on Elm Street,
So
none of
there's
that
only
actually
3
scared me.
Skill trees that you can learn from to the maximum of the capabilities. Otherwise, when you have like the first
Rosenbaum, Holt
2
every way.
layers of
No lies detected.
one thing we added were
And I like Holt.
are the attribute.
I think Holt is really
their
good.
Core stats. So
I think their
strength,
writing kind of
agility,
held him back though.
constitution,
But he's a great
power,
actor.
Intelligence. We added those. We're gonna track
And looks the
a lot
part.
of different things that you do. They're all gonna have like different thresholds. So let's say you dodge attacks successfully a certain number of times, you unlock a node.
Okay, that was a little smooth.
That will give you a passive trait and increase your agility. So very small
I
incremental
did.
change.
A Morbius
We
sequel
start
doesn't
with
scare me
very
at all.
simple
That sounds
things,
hilarious.
and it expands in more and more circles. So you won't be able from the very
It was
start
so
to
funny
unlock all 3 skill trees. Just
that
because
Morbius was memed so hard
you will have to have
that Sony
experience
actually
in
thought people liked the movie
practice the life of danger
and
in
did
your
a
eye
and greenlit
to
a
be able
re-release
to
in
understand,
theaters,
like get to the next level.
and no one saw it.
Other than that, well, I think it's important to note that all 4 regions are new regions.
I would love
So
if they
just
did a sequel.
completely new environment.
That'd be amazing. A fresh wave of Morbin Time memes. Sign me up.
Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into our upcoming action RPG, Varen's Call.
Varen's Call, let's go.
The world of Leda is entirely shrouded by darkness on one side, while scorched by endless sun on the other. These incredibly hostile areas...
This is a
are
great
known
year
as
for
the Forsaken Realm,
RPGs, holy.
which, as you may have noticed, is the name of the universe we are meticulously crafting. Your first steps within the Forsaken Realms will take you to the Vale of Varen.
This is giving
a city
Fable.
on the brink of collapse,
Fable
and
1.
the first of our narrative-focused adventures. You'll step into the boots of a lone mercenary, seeking to answer Varen's call for aid, and maybe earn some gold and glory along the way.
If you're into open world RPGs, this is a great year.
It's clear that Varen needs a hero, and
Our
every hero
simple, stiff
needs a way
combat.
to slay the countless fantastical beasts they'll encounter.
Looks very Souls.
Varen's Call aims
Looks,
to cater to a
looks
wide
like
range of
Bloodborne,
playstyles,
actually.
offering you the freedom to combat the unknown in a variety of ways.
That
Whether you
Bloodborne
prefer to be
combat.
a nimble-footed archer, flinging fireballs between arrows, or face your foes toe-to-toe as an axe-wielding whirlwind of death,
that looks pretty fun.
the choice is yours. The game's classless system means you're never locked into playing a specific way. You have the ability to adapt, alter, or completely switch playstyles.
It's definitely giving Elden Ring here.
Unlock and spend perk points to obtain new skills and abilities, and level up your mercenary's core stats by gaining character
If you're just in games in general, this is an amazing
Hidden
year.
chests throughout the world will reward you with a range of weapons, armor, and unique trinkets. Some provide
Anyone that
unique
says there
effects,
aren't any good
helping gain an
games
edge
this
in your
year,
next
you can
combat
just
encounter.
immediately dismiss their
The
opinion
local hamlet of South Vale
on gaming
acts
forever.
as a hub, a safe space that provides various amenities for you to further develop your character. Use the Forge to upgrade the weapons and armor you find throughout the world. And the
This isn't
dismantling bench
Bloodborne,
to
where you my
deconstruct
insanely
items and
dark world
materials.
that makes you question the
The
facility
spell
of life.
crafting table can be used to increase the power of your magic.
I just meant in terms of the combat
Everything
style.
from an area of effect freeze attack that stops the enemy in their tracks, to ripping up the ground from underneath their feet with destructive force.
That kind
Use the
of
trap-making
stiff,
to upgrade and
simplistic
unlock new traps and
combat.
gadgets. A nice complement to your arsenal, allowing you the opportunity to catch your enemies off guard. And finally, the Alchemy Cauldron.
I think this is going to be a popular. I think it's going to be big on. This feels like a game is going to be big on Steam.
Replenishing health and restoring stamina to curing yourself of nasty status effects, these concoctions are sure to aid you on your journey. Okay, great. So you've equipped that shiny new helmet, purchased that slightly overpriced
Never heard
magic
Pillars of
spell you've always
Eternity.
had your eyes on, and upgraded
But I
the
am
new
watching
Polymaster
the
barrel
anime
to the
To Your
volatile
Eternity,
variant that has
which is very good.
even more boom. You're ready to get back into the fight, but maybe you want a change of pace. Yes, you're supposed to be the hero and save the city, but heroes need breaks too. Besides, there's
Ooh, you can pet the
a whole
animals.
world to explore, and quirky characters from all walks of life need your help with their problems.
Is Concord 2 showing up? I hope so.
You
That's
might
what I
find
signed
yourself
up for
involved in a
specifically.
murder mystery, helping a local peacekeeper catch the criminal behind the death of her beloved friend. Or maybe you're on a mission to rid Varin of the Gnomi scourge that plagues the city.
Are we officially
All
what?
because a crazy guy in an outhouse.
Are you talking about the actual Concord 2, or that or that game that was
Maybe
was
we should stick to the main task
at the
at hand
finale of the Game Awards?
Varen's Call
What
is
was that
soon to
game
release on
called?
PC with full controller support, with the aim of releasing on consoles at a later date.
That everyone
Our
hates.
games inspired by classics like Fable and The Elder Scrolls. So if this sounds like your kind of adventure,
High
consider
Guard,
heading over
yeah.
to Steam and adding it to your wishlist
That's
to stay up
that's
to date with us.
what people are declaring Concord
Until then,
2,
We'll see you mercenaries soon.
which I think is unfair because it's free to play, which Concord could never. If anything, fair games is Concord 2. Drago Swing. Yeah, this is the game. This is the game from the trailer I was talking about. You're a dragon rider. Create your dragons, take to the skies, ride into battle, and command armies from the back of your fiery foot. Yes! Straight into my veins. Absolutely. Sold 100%. Tell me when the pre-orders are. Looks like it's in early development. Whenever this is ready, I'm buying it. I want this. I want it. Day one. Give it to me. Give it to me now. I freaking love dragon games. This looks incredible. What's up, Mikey? Welcome. Ready for the showcase for sure. Just give me a game where you're riding, where you're controlling a dragon. I'm sold. I'm very easy to please. Visually, this looks beautiful too. Epic music. Oh my God, yes. This is me. This game was literally made for me. You can customize your dragon. This feels like it's going to be an early access on Steam. I need this game. Loki, one of my favorite games as a kid was a movie tie-in game. Remember the movie Reign of Fire? It was like a post-apocalyptic world overrun by dragons. There was a video game adaptation and it had a
First
level
question I had was how hard is
where
this
you got to
game going
control
be?
the
Because
dragons and
most
fight the
common question
humans.
about the original
And
Outward
I loved
was,
it.
okay, this is like, does it have to be so hard?
Ever since then, I was
actually
like,
got to play the game
I need a
in the
game
alpha version,
where you
and I
can
got my ass
be a
kicked.
dragon. You can ride a dragon.
Deserved. But it's
From the
actually
Dead Attack on Ship, we
amazing.
got
Like,
everything.
I actually
Yes.
really enjoyed it because exploring this game felt very rewarding, and
Rain
there's
of Fire was better than the action. Yes, true. The movie was kind of ass,
like,
but
right outside
the
like,
game
the
was
enemy
really
zone,
good.
and then you prepare like your weapons and everything to wreck the enemy because if
Like
you don't
X-Men
prepare,
Origins Wolverine,
Oh.
the Rain of Fire
It's known to
was
be a very,
was better
very
than the movie it was
hardcore
based
survival,
on.
And when I was talking to Guillaume, he was like, if you die, it is likely your fault. And we all heard him say, like, it's not hard, but it is demanding. And
Was
they
the
always,
Grounded
at
2
all times,
release
wanna
date?
live
Grounded
up to
2 was
those
already
words,
out.
which is really awesome. And they
They-
will have a
they
patch rule,
announced,
which he said, of course, Shocker
winter
can
update.
die if you don't take care of it.
Of course.
But it's, one of the big struggles was with inventory and spacing along other struggles that players had to really try
Had to
and
do work
play
for
out
a
this
minute.
game. Like you were saying earlier, you can't dilly-dally in this game. You have
Dragon
to really
Twin.
know what you're going to do, and eventually you'll get a hang of things.
You get to ride.
But
You
another
get to
big
create
one
your
was
own
dual wielding,
dragon.
So you can dual wield. He says anything in the game. You can even double shield
Ride
which
it
he says is not
across an open
recommended.
world. Fight human
He really
armies.
loves
It looks
to stress
incredible.
All of these niche things. Like you can sprain your ankle.
Yeah, they didn't give a date for the Grounded 2
You can
update.
perforate a lung. Trauma. She has.
They just
clearly
talked. They just talked about
you
it.
Can sprain her.
I also got brain damage.
You can have a concussion. It will all impact
showed
you. And
it.
all these ailments like take different lengths of time to recover from.
I got a concussion in game as well. It was really tough.
As well.
See, they have actual scientists and astronauts help with the experience.
It was kind. No. It was just kind of like a play on.
I mean, it
because
makes sense.
Whenever I told people I
You,
got
you have a
a
budget
concussion,
for
brain
consulting.
damage in game,
Might as
a
well
lot
use
of
it.
People in my chat would say like in game.
Sounds like the most hardcore of hardcore.
Yeah.
Survivals.
It was really fun, and you can also play with friends.
I look good.
And then
Yeah,
things
it looks like it's
become a
going.
lot
Looks like
more
it's in early
bearable.
access,
the split screen.
like early
Yeah,
development.
usually it's split
So it's
screen
not coming
with
out
your
this year.
friends, And it's really nice.
But they said go on the website for
especially
more
because
info.
Then, like you get beaten up.
I think it's
and
called
then your
Dragon
friends
Twin.
Get beaten up,
I
and
want
then,
that game.
you know.
get digital concussions.
Whenever it's ready, I want it.
Next up, we have Forsaken Realms, Baron's Call. We were all sitting here saying it looks
It looks sick.
Most importantly, controller support. I can play that one.
I was trying to put my finger on what like the vibe was, and at the very end of the trailer, they say inspired by games like Fable. They really struck an interesting vibe. It seems like it's got a lot of soul and heart in it.
We've talked about music a lot today. I just want to say that was something I noticed right there. That flute, there's something about a
Oh, you hope this is a
flute
bad
starts
year for
playing.
Souls
When the
games.
flute
Fantasy
started-
game,
yeah,
dude.
When the flute started playing, he was like, "Oh my god,
I'm ready to go to war.
Yeah, there's supposed to be
The game looks really
Lords of the
nice,
Fallen
looks very
2,
well detailed, and I can't wait to try it.
the new
They angled
FromSoft
it
game
that,
on
like, hey,
Nintendo
you can do
Switch.
this thing. You can really focus on combat and the main quest line, the main story, but this is also an expansive world where there are a bunch of little side stories where you can go to these individual side characters and like help them catch their chicken.
Where happened to the game where you could drive a truck and wield a machine gun in medieval times? Oh yeah, I think that's still coming out. I think I last heard it got delayed.
Dragon Twin, I don't even know if we're.
But it does have it's getting a movie adaptation.
Make your own dragon. There's a character creator for your dragon.
Did you see the neck customizer? I mean, like Jake was like.
To be fair, is very early in production. They're working on all these systems.
Piece of
for
reincarnation.
Dragonflight.
Is that Souls too?
As they mentioned in the trailer, it's still a work in progress. They're like finding the game and what it's going to be based on funding, Patreon support, things like that.
Kingmakers.
But, I mean, just like
Yeah.
imagining the vision of a kingdom builder.
Yeah, last I
where,
heard
like,
it was
you're in
delayed.
Command of dragons like Khaleesi. Like inject that into my veins. It's another one of those games. I didn't know I needed or
October
Never even came across your mind. You're like, wait a second.
October 8th for early access on PC.
Of course I need that.
I can't wait to see how it progresses.
It's
because
delayed.
they're
It's
already
delayed
looks
indefinitely, but
amazing.
if you want to
But
play
they
it on
left the combat
PC,
pretty open-ended. Like we saw some
came
battle
out in
scenes,
early
we saw
access on October
some
8th.
play with other dragons, maybe fighting, and how that's going to come into play. I'm really curious
The
about.
movement, I mean, you're gonna get some battlefield
The
pilots.
cinematic shots you're gonna get with that dragon is
it's gonna be wild for the full release.
Next up, we have some exclusive content coming from
Ooh, Atomic Heart.
A comparison of the twins from Atomic Heart, now in the cube. A very exciting game I think we're all looking forward to. And for Atomic Heart, some new screenshots from their DLC.
Never played Atomic Hearts.
On top of that, there is
but
also Immortal Gates of
I
Fire.
saw everyone
that
was
we
talking
had
about
an
the twins.
incredible interview with that Jake hosted, where we talk a little bit about the making of the game.
Just consider getting a
people
new Steam
behind it,
machine.
and
I gotta see what that price is. Because all the RAM shortages, that Steam machine Might be expensive. Might be a lot of money. Cause I want one too. I would rather have that than the new Xbox. But I'm not trying to drop $1,000 on it. That Room Side 2 games to look forward to. Never got into BioShock. Yeah, Atomic Heart is basically Russian BioShock. For Gooners. Russian BioShock for Gooners.
Is it recording?
Yeah, it is.
It's in the sky, a giant cube. I can still barely believe it.
If it's around the like the PS5 Pro price, I'll consider it.
When it showed up, I was in the
But if it's like over $1,000,
yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna pass.
You know, I felt that same fear though. A terrible sense of my own.
Wait, 9,000 years to do this? True.
How did the whole of humanity miss it? And did we actually miss it? What if the cube didn't appear, but revealed itself? What if it was always there, and we've only just started to see it?
Oh, wow, that was fire. Yep, definitely for the Gooners. They know their audience. The Cube, Atomic Universe. The portal thing looked really cool. She needs some armor. She is the armor. She's protected by the plot.
So Immortal Gates of Pyre is an attempt to modernize and make more accessible the RTS genre while simultaneously keeping all of the complexity and the opportunities for mastery that have made RTS so popular over the years.
Can't really hate on
So
arc
it's,
raiders.
I would refer to it as a Blizzard style RTS, the fast action, big battles.
It's historically
very tactical,
successful.
kind of very rapid fire chess. We realized that RTS, in part because it was dominated by a few big players, never really went through
It's kept managed to keep 90% of its players.
Transformational experimentation. Some of the companies
Which is
that
crazy.
tried to do so did so by stripping away features or losing some of the things that really made
PvE.
RTS great.
It's mostly
In the early
PvE.
days, we surveyed a lot of players in both
I was watching
MOBA and RTS
them talk about
communities
how
and found that they really
they
loved
made the
fantasy of
matchmaking
commanding an army. RTS,
cater
at the end of
towards
the day, if you were to strip
your
it all away,
your
is
player
just
preference.
you're commanding an army, another guy's commanding
So
an
the
army
people
in
that just
real
want a
time.
PvE experience
Because you get
are matched
individual
together.
unit control, it can be very overwhelming.
Whereas the people
and because
who
you're
want
also building those units because you're building a base
to
because
you know
you're
other players,
having
fight
to
other
do
players
so much
are
macroing
matched
along
together,
with the micro
which I thought was a really cool
simultaneously,
idea.
that for most players it just gets overwhelming and complicated. And so
So what up,
we
Only Light?
worked through it kind of line by
Also, we know you
line,
don't hate
trying to figure out what are
PvE,
the work tasks, what are the things
P,
that players
Travis.
are required to do that are not really decisions, that are more just chores, right? And how do
You
we
literally played
make
Choke on Fighting
more and
Souls
more of the complexity in
and
the
Marvel
game, but
Rivals.
optional, opt-in. We refer to it as opt-in complexity.
And you're looking
then
forward to Injustice.
simultaneously, how do we create a world and experiences and game modes that people want to be a part of? We want to take this genre and show people this genre isn't dead. People want this fantasy. They want this experience. A lot of it has to do with things like the UI.
Yeah, even Skill Up said
unit design.
Because I'm not typically into like extraction shooters.
Most RTSs, you always have to be building workers.
But even Skill Up said
you're falling behind on your economy.
Even if you don't like extraction shooters, you should try Arc Raiders.
With very few exceptions, is to build a worker every chance you get. So we made that automated, but have a toggle. If you want it turned off, you can. So if you're trying to do a specific timing attack, you can, but we took that complexity away. One of the other things is how in MOBAs you have a unified command card, right? All of the abilities and castable abilities on your hero are
Arc Raiders also has a really good community.
Very quickly on one hand.
Like I've heard from a content creator perspective,
to be the same way. So you can
people are really nice and helpful.
One button by default, and then all
which
of
is not the
the
same for all games.
Castable abilities of your army are also on that one unified command card.
Like Dispatch, for example,
people often tell us
has a great community in terms of supporting Dispatch.
Like an RTS, but when they play it,
but when it comes to like
more like a MOBA
streaming,
how they're commanding their army.
Extremely toxic.
Our early idea was if we
like
bring
definitely one of the most
top,
toxic
10
communities I've experienced when streaming the game,
gaming space. If we bring
which was
them all
surprising.
Together and we say if we were to come together and build a game that
I heard the Arc Raiders community is really cool.
The next generation of RTS, what does it look like? And that's what we set out to do. The 1v1
about February 17th for a PS5.
Experiences, they're similar to a StarCraft or a StarCraft 2. Maps.
Yeah, Arc Raiders. I feel like I wouldn't want to play it unless I'm playing it with friends.
Mechanics in a way that 2v2 is actually really, really fun. It's a core support
I think it's
gameplay
3v3.
mode.
So I definitely play it with Gabe and
including
Eastwood.
Pro players have actually really enjoyed doing 2v2.
I wouldn't want to play it
But
solo
the
though.
ultimate goal is to destroy the enemy's town centers, and so it's kind of a tactical back and forth with counters and strategic snipings and using immortal abilities in clever ways. So it's great for mastery and laddering. And
Arc Raiders is like the game I
ultimately,
exclusively just
at
play
least
with friends.
The goal is to have
if I
other
played it at all.
PvP modes that are more casual or more playful, kind of some chaos modes, auto battler modes, things like that, where if you just have 10 minutes and you
I do like an auto battler
have a
mode.
beer while doing it, and you want to do something that's a bit strategic, but you don't want to get that sweaty. We want to have those experiences too. That's a big part of the target market that we're looking at, is people that like to be challenged mentally, but don't
Is Travis getting his own place?
try to do the crazy APM.
That's expensive.
And don't want to get too invested in.
I know. I live on my
A
own.
full grand campaign. The inspiration for how we kind of want, or how we see the ideal
Need to get an
campaign
asset.
if we
Oh,
build it
100%.
is very similar to Dark Crusade. It's a grand campaign. You can be kind of any of these different factions.
Yeah, just pick one up.
and
I still have
conquering
mine from
territory and building new
from
and unique
2020.
stories.
One of the better trailers that I think we all saw back
I
around
bought
SGF.
I bought this
Now,
Razor
the trailer that we're showing with this, of course, the twin comparison is new.
in 2020 with the
which is very cool to see
PS5.
the twins for the first time in this
Because
universe.
I wanted to
if
get the
you like Atomic
PS5
Heart,
but
the
it
trailer
was
itself,
sold out
really
everywhere.
So unique.
So I just
the potential for that game is
just
like
Googled
unmatched.
the
It
best
is
gaming
Crazy
headset
so good at cinematics, and also just like the concept of playing
with
a game
3D
like
with
that,
3D audio.
with the map constantly changing, the biomes changing. It like breaks
I've
my
had it-
brain to think
I've
about,
had it
but in a fun way. I think.
Like different terrains,
5
different
years now?
weather.
Yeah.
Still
they show
good.
that sliding clip where she's sliding, and then as the cube is apparently rotating, we don't know how that mechanic even works with the
Well, I'm
map.
assuming you can fall off. Like if you fall
You would
off the
think,
map,
right?
you just like that's. I'm sure you're
Or get
dead.
crushed.
And
by,
they've
like,
taken so
There's
many
government
gameplay
housing.
mechanics already. We saw from that short trailer. You saw wall running. You saw just like
Yeah, so it should be pretty cheap.
gunplay.
The other cool part to me is that it is set in a universe that people have already been a part of.
A
somehow.
the world of Atomic Heart's very interesting.
Can you
as well.
explain it a little
It's
bit?
kind of like it is Soviet Russia in an alternate timeline where they've mastered robotics, but then there's like evil robots.
And in terms of vibe, it's kind of like Soviet Bioshock. And it's a vibe.
That's a good way to put it.
And what's interesting is that from the original game Atomic Heart, one of the primary things people loved about it were like the boss fights, and then like the outdoor environments and the art direction. And that is just the cube. And then they're adding in this multiplayer component as well with like, it seems like PvE elements with bosses that you'll fight against together as the cube rotates. I can't wait to find out more.
I love how open-ended they are. Munfish is like, we are all curious because we don't know the exact direction they're going and where it could end up. And I was trying to pinpoint like what game I was looking at, because we are gonna flow into Atomic Heart, and I love that tie between those worlds. But I honestly, I saw a piece.
I
of,
might
like,
actually
the
try
finals,
Atomic
and
Heart.
The first destructibility and cube
The
movement we
cube.
saw when the finals first released. There was something
That trailer,
about
that trailer
aesthetic
won
I
me
also saw,
over.
and I was like, okay, now I'm instantly locked back into this.
The DLCs people love. There's already Atomic Heart 1 and 2. This is their 4th and final DLC for Atomic Heart. And we saw the trailer, we saw the screenshots. It adds new environments.
That looks pretty fun.
It looks good. Yeah. You know. Then the third game on our list with that one was Immortal Gates of Pyre by Sunspear. Jake, you had a great conversation with Ian.
My boy Ian. It's a game that's been in development for a long time. We're going to probably talk about how it's a group of modders, and so they've hired a lot of modders, and they have that DNA for this game and a lot of the concepts they want to plan out for the future. They've had hands on this for
I don't know when I'll
almost
have
10
time,
years,
though.
but they've been working hard on it for
So many
about
games this
5
year.
is what they would tell you. And they really want to try and combat,
Think about
as
Raise
we all
next
know,
month.
like the RTS genre is really hard to get into because
High barrier of entry.
I agree, because it's like you see these games, you know RTS games, and you're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to work on micro, macro, and all those movements per second.
I wonder how
or
much is it
whatnot.
right now?
And they want to try and combat the
I know it's not
builders
a
that have already
free-to-play
established
game.
themselves in the RTS genre. We know Age
And
of
Marathon's
Empires, but we
coming
also
out in
know
March as
StarCraft
well.
is the one that people kind of go to, and he was saying they've had these games in
Yeah,
the
May's
genre
gonna be lit.
that
May,
blew
that's
up
when
so early on
007 was
that
delayed
it's
too.
been hard for companies like this to make a new RTS.
Atomic
and-
Heart
and
34,
survive
there you
and
go.
branch out and be somewhat unique to what we already have kind of attached to.
I do like that they're kind of emphasizing accessibility because I think it is pretty intimidating for new players. That's why a lot of people don't want to, are kind of
They
turned
seem to
off
have a
by
good strategy.
RTS. It's just so
Yeah,
overwhelming.
Operators is
It's awesome. I'm one of the people who haven't
right
played
now
RTS
it's
because,
$39.99.
Like, I don't want to go against Sweaty Joe, who's been playing this his entire life. I have no
PS5 Pro
I
enhanced.
don't have any clue how to do it.
I live for micro, macro movements,
This is
bro.
cool. And then you can have the sweaty experience if you want, or you can have the experience where you just sit at home
Jake
and
said, "Hi, dude."
have a beer.
I did when he said that. I
Natty
was like,
Light.
"That's my guy."
Exactly.
This game was made for.
But I do want to really support him, and when it comes to cracking through whatever the current.
Stigma.
The current stereotype in that
Yeah,
genre
PlayStation
is
has a
they're trying to
superhero
innovate, they're trying to do things differently.
category
And one last thing, they're very,
in the
very
store
community
now.
Focused. So, like a lot of the devs we've spoken to, they love their community. They found their
Let's see what they
diehards,
got.
and it really has shaped the project.
Tokon
And
Fighting
so I hope
Souls,
we
Cosmic
see it
Invasion.
in the near future.
Dispatch, Marvel Rivals, Invincible Versus.
Next up, we have
Like
what
a
I'm
sun,
calling kind of
capes.
a Western
Ooh.
section.
They got
have
Dragon
some new
Ball in
footage
there?
From the game X Killer, that's going to be Paradark Studio. There's Far Far West from Evil Raptor and Erosion.
They're definitely
from
reaching
Plot Twist.
for some of these.
Welcome to the world of Execular. We are Kasia and Amadeus, the creators of the game.
And this is Gameplay Overview. Execular is a first-person action-adventure game that encourages exploration, rewards curiosity.
And never holds your hand.
You play as Denzel Phoenix, an Execular, a corporate bounty hunter.
Execulars hunt down fugitives and reclaim souls from those who try to escape the system.
One of the game's
There's some
main
solid
hubs is
superhero
the
games
Tower,
here.
a massive fortress city ruled by the Helion Corporation. This is where you accept contracts, upgrade your gear, and prepare for missions.
Job well done, contract fulfilled.
The game is structured in chapters, and almost everyone begins and ends in the tower.
Outside the tower lies a harsh, scorched desert. You travel through it in a heavily modified car designed to protect you from extreme conditions such as heat and radiation.
Everyone will be playing Tech Marine.
Inside the vehicle, you have access to your computer, storage, and a working radio.
From your...
Atomic Heart is amazing. Now they're getting this on mid. It does look pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. And not just because of the waifus.
Survival is core part of the experience.
Inventory space is limited, and every item matters, forcing players to make careful decisions about what to carry and what to leave behind.
Hellion's high-tech
Oh,
systems
I always hate that.
allow you to hack devices, pick locks.
I hate when I'm
access your
encumbered in
secret areas.
games.
Your cybernetic implants help you uncover hidden elements and investigate the environment.
I'm a collector. I just want to collect everything.
Missions and level design are fully non-linear. There's no single way to complete a contract. Stealth, dialogue, and combat are all valid approaches and can be freely combined.
In Exekiller, every decision matters.
What's it gonna be? Plata or muerte?
I heard 70 on yours.
Wishlist Exekiller on Steam.
Hi everyone, Robert here from Fireshine
Soros
Games.
is
I am the
$70.
senior product manager for Far Far West, developed by the incredible 6-person team at Evil Raptor. Far Far West is a 1-to-4 player co-op PvE first-person shooter where you play as robot cowboys in a weird western world. Work together to kill bosses, collect bounties,
Oh, this
and
looks
cleanse
cool.
the lands of the evil enemy invaders. Today, I'm going
Wait
to
a
talk
minute,
to you
this
for a
look-
short,
this looks fun.
single-round session of Far Far West. Here, we're exploring the Far Far West hometown, an evolving space where you can upgrade your weapons, spells, and characters.
This is definitely giving No Man's Sky with the art style.
Once the team is geared up and ready to go, we can pick the bounty we want to hunt and drop into the game.
Oh, this is like a fun game. This actually looks like a really fun game to play with friends. Wait a minute. Yeah, you'll never carry me in
Now
any
that we
game.
have dropped into the map, it
You're
is
horrible.
time to head to our first objective. We can travel around the map much faster with the use of our trusty horses, which you can summon with the press of a button. When fighting enemies, I can use different firearms and a variety of spells to do damage or heal myself and teammates.
Wow.
Spells and guns can also be comboed together to make their effects more powerful, spread their damage further, or even create
So
new
combat's like, it's like
To
Borderlands-y.
summon this boss, we need to do the obvious. Launch a nuke at its nest. So let's get this rocket loaded with explosives and shoot it into the sky. When playing co-op, you have to work together as a team to complete the objectives and defend yourself from enemy attacks. Right now, we're throwing sticks of dynamite to my teammate for him to put in the rocket, of which he is actually only catching a few. While carrying out objectives, you will attract the attention of the enemy.
Yo, this
force,
looks
who will
fire.
try
Wait
and
a-
stop you. Now we have the rocket all powered up, let's launch it at the boss nest to really make it angry. This bounty is far
I would
from
definitely
over.
play this.
Now we have to take the beast down.
This definitely looks like a
Let's
community
summon
game
the boss and
we gotta
get
play
this
together.
party started.
This definitely looks like a Durag Nation community game, potentially. Even though it's not superheroes. Yo.
We won and the boss is dead, but we aren't safe yet. So let's get to the station to
It's got
get
third-person
the last train out of
traversal.
town.
First-person combat.
When the train is called, we have to stay alive for its arrival, which is easier said than done when
Yeah,
the whole
yeah,
of
this
the
game's
Far
sold me.
West wants you dead.
This looks really good.
We made it out alive. Well, some of us. Which means we get to keep the resources we found along the way. These will allow us to upgrade our characters even more and be stronger.
I feel like this is going to be
than
another
ever.
like
This was just one simple game
that's
Far, Far
flying
West.
under the
There are
radar.
multiple bosses,
That's
maps,
gonna do
objectives,
big
weapons,
numbers.
spells, upgrades, and cosmetics, all unlockable through play. You can play the playtest with your friends right now.
You can playtest it right now on Steam. Far Far West. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a huge hit on Steam.
Protect your family.
I'll keep an eye out on Far Far West
Whatever happens,
if it comes to console.
You do it or die trying. But even if you kick the butt, you don't stay dead for long.
Damn, I need that steam machine. Please be under $1,000. Fantasies. Yeah, I'm not really into the isometric games either. Do a weekly stream for that. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in Far Cry West when it comes out. I'm down for being a space cowboy. Erosion. Join the
First up, we
protest.
saw X Killer. That's coming
Spring
from Paradox
2026.
Studio. It's kind of, I mean, the vibes look great to me. It was reminding me a little bit, you disagreed, but like a cyberpunk in the wild.
No,
in the
I
West.
just see it. I just see it.
And the animation work was crazy good, like the world building.
I think the way it's described is a post-apocalyptic Western style FPS with a bounty hunter vibe. And so we even saw in the trailer they were picking up bounties. It kind of reminds me of Fallout as well.
Yeah,
a little bit,
of Fallout in there.
So I think it looks like a lot of fun. That could be a new kind of like staple in those types of games, to me at least.
Yeah, it's a great combination. I mean, it looks fantastic. Like, it's
The
stunning.
animation-
It's coming from such a small
Sci-fi
team.
cowboy, I'm in.
Yeah, done.
Say less.
Money.
Then we had Far Far West coming from Evil Raptor, Western themed action shooter project. The way I've been describing it, to be honest with you, is Western Sea of Thieves. There's a lot of depth there. It looks like that's not a
Western
bad
Sea of
comparison.
Thieves.
Sea of Thieves was very
It's pretty
fun
good.
to me.
What if Sea of Thieves but cowboys, basically?
Well, it's that, but also with specific hunts and like bounties, we're going out and doing boss fights with each other.
It seems very teamwork based too. Like you saw a clip there where they were fighting the boss on the ground and one of them was up top and your teammate threw the dynamite up, caught it, planted it. Looks really cool.
Third on this list, another Western. This game is pretty mind-blowing. I think we're all on the same page for that.
The art
was
style is
Erosion.
divine.
I could see this one being like...
This is going to be a big one.
Yeah, a big one.
Well, like the most compelling aspect of it to me is the time passing affecting not just the world that you're exploring, but also like, literally your daughter. She grows older every death that happens.
I think it's
a decade goes
yeah.
past.
So the worse you are at the game.
If you die 20 times, like she's not gonna
She
be
did.
there when you get there. You're gonna be talking to a gravestone. But it's just a very captivating art style, like you
It's also
mentioned.
open world.
Open world roguelike. Yes.
We're gonna have people that are gonna want to go deathless runs of this. I hope that maybe there's a glimpse of hope of like if you have a deathless run or maybe a one
That's
death
like
run.
the true ending or something.
There's a
This is
happy
Bon Jovi
ending.
say day,
But I
and they're
imagine that
terrible.
most other endings are not gonna be so happy, or at least a bit sadder.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, exciting.
I never got into
I've
Bon
seen a lot from
Jovi.
that
I did
game.
like their one song. Well,
Next up, we have
living
a
on
very
prayer.
exciting section. for
Sand
people
Raiders
who
of
like
Sophie.
competitive games, shooter games. We have an awesome interview that Jake did with the executive producer of the Division franchise. We also have Alpha Response, a game coming from the original creator of Counter-Strike, Min Lee, or Gooseman, whatever you know him as. Last Man Sitting from Pixel
Who doesn't like
Pizza
that
and
song?
Sand Raiders of Sophie.
That's a
by
banger.
Polygriff.
Yeah, this definitely very much looks like Division.
If you imagine
The Division
a
2
real world location,
exclusive interview.
the most important city
Division
in
is
the
very
United
distinct.
States, Washington D.C., completely ravaged. by
I
a
played the
pandemic
first one. I haven't played the
struck
second one
by
yet.
The strongest, worst blizzard of all time, and you are going to have to survive and extract the most valuable resources. And of course, that leads us to
Into the Young
survivors.
Guns.
So
I don't
what
know
do
that
we do?
movie.
Like, we can't rest on our laurels, our 10-year-old laurels from survival. So we're reimagining it. We're bringing this snowstorm, this weather change to Washington D.C. And that's something
Old
that
movie.
we've never seen in Washington D.C. We're going to transform the entire map. We're thinking about it in a
movie.
very different way, with innovations that haven't been seen yet. There's a focus on this to make it such a different feeling experience from the core Division 2 experience. I think we've got something super, super promising here. Survivors is developed with Magnus.
Of course, he's
Jensen,
what saw it.
who is the original Division 1 creator
as the
director.
resident old man.
So this is a guy who lives and breathes the Division. He's so excited about jumping into this type of game mode again. And there is a hint in the title of something that we're going to be doing really differently from everybody else. We always develop with a player in mind, with player types in
Like
mind.
Severe
And I
Default
think
Western,
here we
Unforgiven.
have to acknowledge that the Division 2 has a large player base of passionate gamers. And one of the things that we want to do is really lean into the sort of comfort game of the Division 2. People are happy to jump in, know their way around it.
I'm not really a Western guy.
Map. They know how to play this game. So we're going to take that.
But I do enjoy a good one.
And change the map and make sure that
I think the last Western I saw
weather
was
has an impact on you, which it doesn't have in Division
Tarantino's
2.
Hateful
So
Eight.
there are lots of little things that we're doing to surprise our core audience. Veteran players, they're going to be surprised. All of these locations that they know by heart, they're going to be transformed. So the Division 3 is in production, right? This is not a secret. It's been announced. It's shaping up to be a monster. I can't really say anything more than that, but this is within these walls in Massive. We are working extremely hard on something that I think will be as big an impact as Division 1 was. There's a team in Paris working on
Interesting.
this, and they're putting the final touches on a mobile execution of the promise of Division 1. So Division 1, New York, pandemic strikes, take back New York. This is a brand new story with mechanics that are really
Is Justice League Doom worth watching? I enjoyed it.
Graphically, this looks like a PS5. You may have seen the adverts for it. It looks phenomenal, really, really good. It plays really good. And it has a few innovations. You know, the Dark Zone, this area of atypical PvP. It was an area where, much like other games today, popular games today, you could walk around, you could hear gunshots, go over there, there'd be another agent. You'd approach cautiously, feel each other out, and decide whether to partner or to actually engage in PvP. The whole of the Resurgence map is friendly.
I gotta
to
play
other
Division 2 at
agents.
some point.
So you'll hear gunshots on a corner. You won't need to be in the Dark Zone. It could be anywhere, and you can group with those people. So PvP is off by default.
I'm a Ubisoft partner, so I
Being
should
able to group
actually
up
play it.
and to see other agents in the streets, that's never been done in a Division game before.
They're always sending me.
On a mobile
They're always
game.
sending me stuff. Music kind of slaps. This song actually go crazy. Beginning of Division 1. I didn't get super invested, I got distracted, but I did enjoy it. What the heck am I watching? Are there, is this an entire game where you're riding on office chairs? Last Man Sitting is that's crazy. I used to love riding on office chairs like this. I mean, and it just took it, and it's just like, hey, let's make a game where you're riding on these office chairs.
Is a game where
but
you
add guns.
through the environment mounted on an office chair.
That's crazy.
So you're always on an office chair, and you also have a freaking gun. So movement-wise, it sort of feels a bit like you're skating, but it's also most definitely a shooter.
And you guys also described the game as a battle royale. So does it lean BR? Is it more shooter? Is it a mix of both? How's that go?
So many years ago, there's early like prototypes of the game. It was a battle royale game. And it sort of went viral and got like a lot of followings based on some short videos of the game. But then as we developed the game more, we found that we wanted to gravitate away from that a bit. So we saw some limitations with the battle royale gameplay. Eventually the game became more like more of a 4-player chaotic PvP shooter, more like a shooter version of Super Smash Bros, which is like one of our favorite games at the office. There's like different maps, there's different modes also. We worked on the PvP mode. We also made a PvE mode, which is more like
ooh, PvE, there you go,
to swarm survival games. So it's more like
there you
a
go, Travis.
lightly narrated story where you go up against your manager and you like go up in the floors of an office building. You have to survive for a certain amount of time. There's more and more enemies coming that become more numerous and more ridiculous as time goes by. There's mini bosses, there's main bosses, and you level up, you get power-ups. And this is where like you can get even more power-ups when playing the PvE game mode. So that's when it gets really ridiculous.
Okay.
And you can unlock, of course, new weapons, new characters, new abilities. You can upgrade your chair, so you can.
That was one of my questions. So
we looked a lot at this like early 2000s aesthetic, which we thought was like really cool. Especially like when we started designing the user interface, we felt like, you know, what if the whole user interface just felt like Windows Millennium Edition or Windows XP?
I'm liking the vibes.
You have, you know, that
PvE equals playable.
Those little square windows.
I knew that would get your attention.
That we all remember. So eventually the game sort of became more of this like 2000s nostalgia type game. We also have a lot of like Counter-Strike players at the office. So that's definitely something that I think has had its imprint on the game as well. Imagine it's 2002 and you're listening to punk music and you're playing on your Windows XP computer. That's sort of the feeling that we want the game to have.
Yeah, that's why I appreciate the time we live in with gaming. There's so many interesting games that are coming out from like smaller studios. Like conceptually, yeah, a game, action survival shooter where you're riding around on office chairs is stupid, but it looks awesome. Is that a White Walker? Sand Raiders of Sophie. March 2026.
I say first up, we're going to talk about the Division interview. Of course, we weren't able to get a ton of new information, but they are working on a lot of different projects right now.
I don't know if I've ever talked to anyone else who has 26 years at a single company in gaming. So talking to him, he was, I was doing a bit of glazing.
I'm gonna get
everything he said
another drink.
felt like a storytelling experience. And so we're talking about Survivors, and this is the kind of redone version of Division 1's original Survival. And so it's a snowstorm impacted, weather hit Washington, D.C. And it's what he kind of also alluded to as like one of the original extraction shooter-esque like games. But yeah, you have to fight for survival out and weather the elements. He says it's really, really shaping up. And also original players of Survival are going to experience, he couldn't tell me everything, but they're going to get to experience, you know, remastered things and things that are updated from the original that they did want, but he couldn't tell me too much as to what it was, besides that it's really shaping up and it's really interesting. And both new coming players, you don't have to play Division or Division 2 to stumble across this and love it just as much.
I think with the success, obviously, of games like Arc Raiders right now, you even mentioned that, it's an interesting conversation around, do you try to chase those things and copy stuff, or not even copy, but take inspiration from it, or are you having to come up with your own ideas that you've been working on for 10 years or however long? It's just interesting how they've been working on this for a long time, and now there's a mega popular game in the same exact vein.
Yeah, and he said it a lot more eloquently than I can ever represent it as, but you know, he realizes it's probably a mix of things. Like a lot of other games are doing extraction shooters with certain things here, but they've also had an image of where they want to be and where they want to go for quite some time now, and now they're finally getting to breathe that into existence slowly.
They also talked a little bit about Division 3, which when I say a little bit, I mean like a little bit.
He gave me a quote. He gave me a quote. He gave me a quote. Julian said this. He said, "It's shaping up to be a monster." And I said, I'm gonna clip that, Julian. Thank you very much.
I would say a highly anticipated game that they can't share a lot about, but we were excited just to hear that it's a monster as much as people love these other games. Next up, we had Alpha Response coming from Min Lee.
For anyone who doesn't know Min Lee, the original creator of Counter-Strike, I love this guy. We've had the chance to meet him on a couple occasions, also sit down and talk with him. He went to his first Counter-Strike major this past year. It was an incredibly rare experience to see like such a notorious dev get to see what his game has truly become, and he was there since the very, very beginning. And then to see like an esport develop out of it was crazy. Not to go on too much of a tangent, but he still has that shooter DNA in him, and so this is kind of a mission-based shooter, might you, and you also play as law enforcement, but the goal is to complete a series of missions. And yeah, definitely remains true to the whole shooter Gooseman DNA.
It looks like Counter-Strike meets Payday, but you're the good guy. I mean, you're the law enforcement.
Then, speaking of Counter-Strike, we talked to a guy who was highly inspired by Counter-Strike, which is so cool to me to have in the showcase. So, like, we have the OG who made this game, then we have a guy who's inspired
to a large studio,
by that guy.
They'll say cool.
This was Last Man
I'm about to get to work on our next FIFA game.
It's so ridiculous, and I
That's funny. I think that's exactly what they told.
It feels like a mixture of like
the people at Ubisoft
Skater Pro, but
who left and made Clear Obscure Expedition 33.
And give them some guns. Why not?
The clips are going to be insane.
Yeah,
you're going to see some wild
It's actually
stuff
hilarious.
come out of this game. The things people are going to be doing.
Both some of the devs
working on a lot when it comes
who
to
made
PvP
Dispatch
versus PvE, but at the core basic
and Expedition 33 all worked on Ubisoft.
Game, and so I believe 4 players, so super competitive lobbies. But I think you can
also a chaotic shoot.
And all left Ubisoft.
And it progresses round by round,
so they can make their own game.
Feature in competitive balancing is it's the first player to win 5 rounds But if you lose a round, you get a power up.
'Cause you
so
suffer
get
an
an
instant.
ability, and that is their way to balance.
Even the odds a little bit.
You can even upgrade your chair.
Yeah, so by the end, which you can, and by the end, it's going to be pretty hectic because, of course, if everyone's taking their turns and winning 3
Like how
rounds,
they
4
took
rounds,
people off
whatever,
Iron Man
by
game.
the end, you're all going
Kinda
to be
that.
super OP. And so the ultimate goal is to win that 5th round. You're going to have to beat some pretty high-powered people.
What's been announced? Too much to name. I'm sure there'll be a recap at the end
Super Smash Bros, the Call of Duty era.
and on their
He just
website, but
wanted to see people
a lot of fan favorites.
others and like made a game out of it.
A lot of updates on
And then
on
you'll see the
existing
trailer, You'll
games.
see the agents or the characters.
Upcoming
and you'll be
games.
like, oh, that looks like Counter-Strike. And
Love
he'll
the
say, yeah, that was
Dawnwalker.
We're all big
You just know he grew up on
The
quick
Expanse.
montages, 360 trick
New
shots.
Atomic Hearts
Like
updates.
they're sitting brainstorming the game.
Avowed,
and say, I want to make a shooter.
coming to
But what's our
PS5.
unique spin on it?
Grounded 2.
Guys, get in here.
Some cool looking upcoming games.
You're never gonna believe this. You might want to sit down.
There's one where you get to
Then
control
finally,
a
in that
dragon.
section, we had
It's a lot of
Sam,
really cool
Raiders
games they
of
showed
Sophie.
today.
The developer is Holly Griff as well as Tower House, but the publisher is Tiny Build, who we're all very familiar with. This is a co-op.
And using
action
High
adventure.
Guard.
You're in a
Obviously,
desert world. Honestly, it reminded me of another. I don't remember.
They can't talk about High Guard until the
Sailing
end
in
of the show.
desert In some other game, but this. My
High
favorite
Guard
part
can
about
only be
this
revealed
is that
at
you
the end of a
basically building
showcase.
Your ship that you're then like traversing the desert
It's
and
kind of like a
fighting
base
people.
building.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of reminded me of Sea of Thieves meets Base Builder.
Far Pro West
where
looks
you're
great.
like, yeah, you're building your own
Rust.
ship. Yeah, it's very cool.
Rust on legs.
There's also normal gunplay too, as well, though, which I found. At first, I was like, oh, it looks cool, but then I saw there were like normal guns too.
The Dragon Twin.
I like it's a new concept.
Far,
I feel
Far
like,
West.
where they were probably I have to
And the
assume fans of
Expanse
Rust or fans of different types
were
of
my
games.
favorites.
And like, okay, what if we
Along
make
with
moving
Blood of the
base in
Dawnwalker,
the
of
desert,
course.
and then you can explode people's bases. Or I'm curious. We didn't see it in the trailer. I'm curious if you can raid other people's
I'm
bases.
pretty sure you.
That'd be the coolest part. If you
Pretty
raid
sure-
raid
like
their
jump
base.
off of yours.
Pretty
on
sure you
there.
can take other people's bases. I'm pretty sure.
Next up, we have a section
RuneScape.
that a couple of us are definitely going to be very excited about. This is the 25th year that Jagex has
No
been
way.
making RuneScape at this point, which is extremely impressive. I know Jake and I have been playing it our entire lives. We've got
RuneScape's still
old school
going on. I've
RuneScape,
never played
we've got
RuneScape.
RuneScape 3, and we have Dragon Wilds.
The Trinity.
Right, so 3 games, massive games that have been around for a long time. A lot of people have heard of.
I think we should just give the room to Jake. We
I
just,
love
like,
it here. This
use
is
the
my-
bathroom real quick.
This is my favorite part for all you RuneScape fans.
When we all arrived here,
Yeah, we
the first
definitely need
thing
that
I
in
saw
Justice
was
3.
Jake on his laptop and RuneScape was pulled up next to Twitter. Like,
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Did you see
dedication.
how Hunter has like a side monitor just?
He does this-
really? I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
These
What's your
guys
total
are
level?
real
Total level?
fans,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I'm north of 1800 now.
I'm over 2100.
I knew
so
that's why I didn't
it's-
want to answer because I knew you were going to lead into it. Anyway, Jagex has given us a variety of exclusives across all 3 games. We're super happy to talk about it.
They've done a lot of very impressive things over the past year, I would say. They did Varlamore with Jake's favorite, the Gemstone Crab. Just AFK there, it's awesome. Has the Delve with Doom. They have the
Gridmaster.
The Gridmaster this year, which was super fun. I played that one. They also added Sailing most recently, which is the first new skill ever in old school RuneScape. Had a lot of back and forth. My favorite part about it is the fact that they listened to the community a lot with the release of it. The exclusive they gave us was this new logo reveal for the next league season.
Demonic packs.
So that was League 6 Demonic Packs. We don't know much
Halloween
more
we
past
go with
that.
Sean
Obviously,
and
Leagues is a lot of fun and
Gus
probably
on site.
the most engaging
I don't-
time period.
I don't dress up for
of RuneScape.
Halloween.
I think
I'm
you
an
see player
adult.
peaks every time. So I imagine a lot of those WoW players are going to come back and be a part of that. Outside of that, RuneScape 3 was also in the news a lot this year.
For a variety of reasons. One of the biggest ones being they've removed the biggest monetization methods they had in the game, which was widely talked about and has been for probably next to a decade. You know, obviously in the MMO genre, you have to make money to sustain such big games and big servers for a reason and to keep these updates coming. They're not small teams. And so it was
There are
that community
grandkids
battle
of the
like, we
original
need
RuneScape devs
monetization,
working on that
but at
game
what
now.
point is it too much
Yeah.
monetization? And they finally reached that breaking point.
I think we
25
also
years
have
is a lot.
Some reveals of some of the areas they're revamping, which is very
That's
cool.
older than some of the
They're
people in
trying to
chat right now.
declutter the entire world, because right now the game, if you as an old school player log on, you're probably like, what is going on?
Yeah,
Most of the time. So that's very cool. They also gave us the image of their anniversary cape, which looks fire.
Isn't that beautiful? And I actually have one behind me.
This is Jake's Avengers Endgame.
Oh man.
And then finally, we also had Dragon Wilds, which is a game that we are very excited about.
Another incredible
I mean,
game.
we are big fans of those types of games.
Yep.
Valheim, we spent a ton of time on. So when RuneScape announced this, we were super stoked personally and played it. They're in early access, but they talk a lot about their 1.0 release and everything that's coming.
For those unaware, Dragon Wilds is the survival game inspired by RuneScape. And so being a big survival game guy and my love for RuneScape,
It's a survival
it was kind of the
game,
mixing
not an
of both
MMO.
worlds. So Dragon Wilds was always going to be a big thing for me.
It's a
And as
survival
you said,
game
it is
inspired
early
by an
access,
MMO.
Still developing. They are aiming for that full release though. It's still a great game and getting better and better.
If you like games like Valheim or Enshrouded, I would say this is the kind of game
100%.
you would like to play, because it's just like that. You can spend a ton of time building your house and making it better and better. And then they're also adding iconic RuneScape things. Again, we talked about
One of my
that with,
favorite
the
parts
Cube.
of Fable
It's
2
cool to see a world you already love.
was
you know,
becoming a real estate
fresh
mogul.
twist.
Yeah.
They already have released their roadmap, but we have a lot of cool stuff that is coming to the game that RuneScape players will recognize. New skills come out at each
Hope they
time,
have
so,
those
fishing,
aspects in the
prayer,
new Fable.
agility. You're gonna get mithril armor, rune armor coming out. There's 3 new regions next year coming with the 1.0 update, like over time. And then we got the first look at Dowden Reach, which is their next region. You're gonna recognize these Black Knights, which look a lot scarier than from,
He's not gonna make it
from
through this.
RuneScape. If this is the Black Knight's fortress, it looks absolutely incredible.
Incredible.
I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Right.
I don't know if I'm going to continue after this segment.
You guys have heard me and Jake talk way too much about this. We also have a message from a couple of creators that you might recognize from the RuneScape community.
RuneScape and Jagex has just turned 25 years old. And the recent year
Breaking
has
news,
actually
chat.
been incredible. And what is to come over the course of 2026 and beyond?
The upcoming
is something
Xbox
that,
partner
as a player
showcase.
myself of RuneScape for 23 years.
It's gonna have Fable.
I am so excited.
Forza,
I mean,
Beast of
I
the
think
Southern
the game
Wild.
right now, old school RuneScape is in the best place it's ever been. But Jagex as a company is turning into potentially being the point.
There's a
best they
secret
have ever
game.
actually been. In 2025, over old school RuneScape, we didn't just have many different
A
pieces
secret
of content
fourth
such
game.
as Sailing, Balamar, Royal Titans, a duo boss that came to the game. We actually also hit an all-time
Fingers
high
crossed is
player
wait.
count since
Fable was
the game
already
actually
announced.
released over a decade ago. That is crazy. It's absolutely
Jay
incredible.
Shockwave actually
But that is
tagged
not
me
the
in
end.
this on
We still
Twitter.
have 2026 to come,
When
and
he-
the
when he-
things that
when
are
he,
coming in
confirmed
2026
Fable
are going to be crazy. We
was
have
gonna be,
the Blood
there.
Moon Rises. We'll be getting more info at the Winter Summit. The finale, potentially, of the Mauritania questline. That personally,
Yeah, right now
the
it's
thing
3
that I am the
games.
second most excited for, behind Raids 4. Now, Raids 4, I know nothing about right now, so I can't really say much, but that is the thing I am the most excited for and have been the most excited for years to come, as of right now. And if that is not everything, we have Leagues 6. And I know one thing about League 6, and that is League 6, demonic pacts. All I can say. That's all I know right now. But League 6 will be coming most likely in
Can't
Q4
wait for Fable.
2026.
Shout out to
Can't
Playground.
fact check
Hopefully-
that.
hopefully
I
it's
do not
good.
know. But that means League 6 may contain Blood Moon Rises and Raids 4 inside of whatever League 6 is going to be, and that is going to be incredible. As for RuneScape 3, I'm not a huge player or ambassador of RuneScape 3. I am more on the old school side, but there is a massive update that occurred earlier on that I was able to get behind, and so did all of the old school RuneScape community and basically anybody inside the community. And that was the removal of a microtransaction called Treasure Hunter. And finally, RuneScape Dragon Wilds. I played it when it first came out with Ashenvale, I believe it was called. And in the most recent expansion, Fell Hollow, I recently have played that one
I
as
wonder
well.
what that
and I have
fourth game
completed
is.
it. And Dragon Wilds
Hope it's
is a
Blade.
game where it's not even fully released. But when I say that, 2026, Dragon Wilds will be fully released.
I'm
to
definitely watching
everybody,
for Fable.
Completely done. But you can play it now. You will only just get the first 2 expansions. And the
Fable
first 2
better on
expansions
PS5
as
day
a
one.
standalone game
Hope
is
so, too.
incredible. I cannot wait to see the expansion to the entire thing
3.
when we get the entire world.
Unfortunately,
the
Xbox
entire
ruined it.
universe of what's
Hopefully,
going on there.
they
So
can redeem
far,
themselves.
The gameplay is incredible. Whoever's working behind that team, honestly, I feel Dragon Wilds, when it's released later this year, I don't know when, again, it's going to be a masterpiece when it's fully done, when you can start a new character, go through Ashen Vale, go through
Fable,
Fell Hollow,
Forza Horizon
and then go
6,
through the
Beast of
next third, the
Reincarnation,
fourth, the fifth, the sixth, whatever level
and
of
a secret
different
fourth.
realms there's going to be. But you can still play it now, early, and you can play the expansions as they release. Right now we have Ashen Vale, we have Fell Hollow, and we will be getting another expansion fairly soon into 2026, and that will be the release of the Mithril, and I think the Fishing Skill. Honestly, Jagex, 25-year anniversary, the game, the company, everything, it's looking good, and I'm very, very excited for the future.
And if you guys haven't yet, make sure to go play RuneScape, one of the greatest games of all time.
Next up, we have a group of 4
Well, the
games.
first Fable
that
you
being
didn't play
Darklight
too.
Survivor
Fable
coming
2 is
from
literally the best
Orion
one.
Co. Tape 101 coming from Serversa, and Unawake from Reality Art Studio. Nested Lands from 1M Bits Horde.
Fable is in my top 3 best games of all time. Favorite games of all time as well. Oh, this looks fire. If you love Fable 1, you have to play Fable 2. Like immediately. I almost got Game Pass just so I can replay Fable 2. Game of Sorrows at home. Because I also got like that ISO. It's more like Helldivers. It's like this is like a solo Helldivers run. But with magic. Doesn't really look anything like Sorrows. I'm kind of here for it though. Darklight Survivor. That looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so the Xbox showcase is the 22nd. Beast of Reincarnation, Fable, Forza Horizon 6, and a secret 4th game. That news just broke today. Praying that it's Blade. Otherwise, I don't care. But I will stream it because I'm hoping Fable is good again. Off-brand Remnant from the Ashes. That's a.
What was that smell?
I actually played Remnant. I think it was free on PlayStation Plus. I tried it. But I thought I heard some decent things. I did not like it. I thought it was going to be like a cool like action looter shooter.
Bring out the dead.
And it turned into like a really annoying Souls game with some looter elements. Wasn't a fan. Here's Johnny. This is definitely giving Remedy. Tate 101. Looks like a game Corey Kenshin is definitely going to be playing on on his channel.
For eternity, I struggled to become an aspect of courage, freedom, and honor.
This is a AAA Saw game. There was they mentioned they are essentially doing a AAA Saw and John Wick game.
So much.
Yeah, they mentioned they were exploring doing video game adaptations of their of their top IP, and they mentioned Saw and John Wick specifically. Which I would definitely be down for a John Wick game. AAA John Wick game. Could be fire. Could be like a more grounded Max Payne. With like, it could be like Max Payne meets seafood. Yep, there's a Hellraiser game, Toxic Commandos, there's a Halloween game where you can play Michael Myers or run from Michael Myers. What is this? Unawake. Shout out to Reality Arts.
First up, we saw Darklight Survivor. Maybe
There's a game
one of the games we've seen that kind of blew our
Seems super
mind
hard.
a little
John Wick
bit. You
Combat.
had top down. You had
Of course, an indie
third person,
game already did one.
and something else.
Oh, the instantaneous switch, of course, between top down and third person, but then the pixel art, being able to instantaneously
Adapt
yeah.
to.
That's
It's
insane.
really sick.
Yeah, combining both those features, because you said it and I was like, wait, is that what it's doing? I had to.
Yeah, you consider like just toggle it.
That's such a crazy.
My understanding.
Such a crazy feature.
So it's a game like a roguelike game.
Yeah.
And
I vaguely remember
Vampire
Wishmaster.
Survivors in the style of Mega
I never got
so
into it.
You can either have the top-down view, first-person view, whatever you prefer, and you swap all the time. Sick.
I think it's interesting to think about the strategy element of that probably that comes into play, like when you're fighting certain things.
Yeah, my kid, when I was a kid, the big horror
Because on
icon
the surface, it seems like it's just like
movie
it's a
franchises
person
were like
referencing, but it might actually have its place in like the gameplay.
was like
If you're in a certain
Candyman,
situation, I should
Hellraiser,
go top down
Or
real
maybe
quick.
depending the skill that you
Chucky.
use.
Yeah, because you may think that it's just like a gimmick for a different viewpoint or
Halloween,
filter or
Nightmare on
whatever,
Elm Street.
But the idea that you could use it tactically as a gameplay mechanic too is really cool.
Aiming for early access in late Q1 of
I know what you did
2026.
last
They already have a
summer.
demo out.
Jeepers
A lot of
Creepers.
people have played, and we've said this a lot of times. One of my favorite parts about these devs already is that they have listened to their players who have played the demo. They made it a point to tell us, like, we've made 6 patches in the demo based on players'
This is
feedback.
in the calling game.
And
Yeah, it
it's
came out
smart,
this morning.
especially for a game that looks as good as this, because it can be a lot of fun. You know, roguelike
I had to
survival.
upgrade. I had to
mechanics
update my
we've
computer
never
set to
seen
stream,
before,
but
as far as
when I'm
aware.
done, I'm gonna
So
watch it.
Should be fun. Next up, we had Tape 101, a game that's probably too scary for Jake to play. If I had to,
I had to literally.
I read the manga already,
I thought he was gonna.
All of these things are true.
so I'm excited to see it animated.
What I appreciated about it is it's not a jump scare game.
Usually, I'm not up on the
You
manga,
don't want to do jump scares. It's
but for
specifically
Jujutsu Kaisen, I made the
psychological,
exception because I was really,
mind
I really wanted to see what
melty,
happened
unnerving
next.
horror.
You will not
After
have
last
jump
season,
scares, but you have
so I read ahead.
That, you know the thing is, that sounds like something that a developer of a game that has jump scares in it would say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no jump scares.
Yeah, there's.
You said they sound like
Jeepers
my
Creepers
chat
character.
anytime I play a scary game. But no,
Jeepers Creepers didn't scare me. I thought it was just cool. I thought it was just cool.
Problems.
I think Jeepers Creepers came out at the age where I looked at horror movies as like
Honestly, I would
cool
kind of
action movies.
That would be awesome. I was
That's when they
definitely
stopped
under by
scaring
just
me.
The music, whatever's going on in the background, they did a great job.
But there's cool little twists to the backgrounds
It
too,
kind
right?
of feels at times that you're also hallucinating because of like the camera.
Well, it's like video camera, and
Yeah.
you were in an RC car during certain points, like exploring it. We had nested lands as well. It's a village in survival, like village management and survival type of game, where obviously very medieval. A lot of, I mean, what was
Isn't
the
there a
last
new
shot?
Jeepers
Throwing
Creepers
bodies
coming
on
out this
fire?
year?
Bring out your dad. I will say, I love management
I feel like I remember
games.
reading
I
that.
love management games and sim games, village management sim games.
I mess with
this
Jeepers Creepers.
is right up my alley.
Underrated.
This feels like Manor Lords meets survival.
Mothman Prophecies
so it
was
has
good
a different
too.
viewpoint, and you got to take care of not
That's
just
definitely a
yourself,
deep
but
cut.
everyone around you.
If you don't, your entire village is just gonna be
Yeah, they even show you the burning bodies. Like, yeah, sorry, we lost some of your peeps.
Yep.
Better make
Done.
better decisions.
What I
Yeah,
liked
being in the
was
country will
seeing
make
the
it
blend of,
worse.
Like, obviously, you're playing as this
You're gonna give your son
person,
so
and
many nightmares.
you have to survive. And
You let your son watch Jeepers Creepers? Oh, no.
I imagine you're also recruiting people for your settlement as like the king, and then you have to like.
Yeah, I definitely watched way more horror
Usually
movies
may
than I
start
should have when I was a
doing
kid.
the micromanagement, but you eventually can assign villagers to go do the forage, go
kind of like
hunting.
in Power World. How
But
your
most of
pals
them did
become
give me
your
nightmares.
Workers without a wage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then finally we had Unawake, a game, a first-person action game, mixed kind of a
Only
little bit
Ghost
of
and the
fantasy.
Frighteners
You're
gave me
battling
nightmares.
hordes, with melee, ranged weapons. It's hack and slash. It's roguelike. Looks like kind of like a Doom Skyrim to me.
I mean, honestly,
that
the
description.
art direction was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, those environments, you see them, and it's just.
It's very pretty.
No, but something about it.
Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the best action anime of the last 10 years.
Mordor-esque, like it just looked really good.
Yeah, Mordor.
Very dark version of Mordor, but
The atmosphere.
Yeah, that's
You know, like that's like
A bummer version of hell.
So no
Travis
Snake game is
notoriously
expected
has
to launch
terrible
early
taste in
access
pretty
May
much everything,
2026, as well.
especially
They
anime.
are, designing the game to be
But
modular
I am an
at
anime
release,
expert.
which I think is really cool. People who like Path of Exile, they
And
specifically called out it's a
Jujutsu
single
Kaisen, definitely
skill
one
and
of the
stat
better
tree that is similar
shonen
to Path
anime
of
to come
Exile,
out.
but more approachable. So,
So
it's not going to break
expect
it.
It's kind of actually
forest instead of a skill tree.
Skill force, lots
Jujutsu
of complexity,
Kaisen.
lots
The great
of
thing about
interlocking
Jujutsu Kaisen
skills,
is that it kind of
layers
just
of-
mastered the
So
shonen
I think a lot
formula.
of it's going to be a game for people who really like their builds of things and like, okay,
Like
how
it
can I
studied the
specialize
big,
in this?
the original
oh,
big
dude,
three,
I'm doing this all day. Just
and like captured
know that the-
what made them great,
Show me the
and cut out the stuff that didn't
double
work.
sword grab they were doing. And the fact it's moddable, I would love to see the direction that goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, there's so much
So if you
potential.
watch,
could have modders
so if you
come in, do
so if you
additional
grew up on
levels,
like
boss
Naruto
fights,
and
romance,
Bleach,
unironically,
you'll
you
definitely
could
see a
add
lot of that in
on it,
Jujutsu
like,
Kaisen.
Lots of potential.
I think it's the world is too dark for that stuff.
Well, with that attitude, yeah. But maybe with romance, it
Love
wouldn't
can
be so dark.
Love can exist anywhere.
A mod could brighten the world up a little bit.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Next up, we
Oh,
have
here's
a
a
very
Warhammer.
exciting segment where we actually got
Warhammer
to sit down
segment.
with the executive producer over all of the Warhammer
This will shut Travis up.
40K series, as I understand it, Anatoly.
Yeah, if you like action, shonen anime, Jujutsu Kaisen is a must watch.
By enemies from within. By enemies from without. By enemies from beyond.
Imagine you're playing inside
Midhammer,
our universe by the guys
40
who
yawn.
can't use the army, who need to find this particular person in charge of bad things to make Imperium stand for one more day before grumbling to dust. That's basically how I would describe it. Just imagine the true Warhammerish stories
Midhammer.
where no choices are good, but you don't have an option to go away. You need to get your hands dirty, and it's just a matter of how precisely you will achieve
Like a
this.
strategy game?
One of the most significant changes that any player would experience compared to the Rogue Trader would be more stakes, more value
I
in
did-
a
Space Marine
surrounding,
2 was
in
peak.
any environment that you're playing with. The covers, the line of sights, we read how they are
Still didn't make me
calculated,
want to
how they
read
are
any of the
working,
lore.
and how much benefit they providing to the party.
Rubens got a new update.
it's
Yeah, I had to
basically
uninstall.
more playing.
But I've been meaning to get around to playing it.
We abandoned the step up,
But it ate up so
so
much
if you're
space. I was
in
like, hold
your
up.
turn behind some wall, you
Because
are
I had
behind
because
some
I had
wall.
100 gigs, I had over 100
Like
gigs
one
on my
circle
PS5
around
Pro.
you that allows you to step up of this
And then I
cover.
saw I was
You
getting
should
I got an
anything
update from
if
Werewolf's
you-
Meat.
Yeah, so
and
The
suddenly
place
I
where
was
you
down to
start your
40
turn is the
gigs.
place
I'm
where
like, wait a
ending
minute.
your turn would be more significant. Other thing is
So I deleted it, and now I'm over 200 gigs.
roles being made inside
So that was a huge update.
Lots of the things making you roll something. Lots of the things make your opponents roll something. So
I think it's
not
whatever
just
they're
your
announcing
weapon
today
skill or
at
ballistic skill,
this
it's
show.
way more significant influence of the role-playing choices that you've made previously. Almost all
40K
of the
lure is too dark. That's
game
adorable.
will have alternative ways to finish them, not just killing all of your enemies. We are allowing player to target specific parts of the body of the enemies, and by doing this we're allowing to make your opponent lose an option to move or lose the option to use abilities. There are different ways how you can tactically approach your desire, your design of how to proceed with the combat. And of course there is a whole new subsystem that came on a change of the momentum. This is a
Durag is one of the darkest franchises you ever made.
and you
Stuff darker than any anime you've seen.
activate some heroic moments of your companions. For the Dark Heresy, we feel it.
It's definitely not. It's not any darker than
personal,
Berserk.
and not just for your party. We are not just telling a story through the environment or the words of in a dialogue. No, we're actually making a case.
Seems like pretty standard
We're
dark fantasy.
making the culprits. We're actually collecting and interpreting evidence and discussing them with your retinue and analyzing them and making conclusions. There are some
Another really dark anime that came out this year
inside the scintilla because,
was
you're
Tokopi's
not playing in a vacuum,
Tokopi's
and you
Original
need to
Sin.
struggle for power, but most of the
Super
time, you're
dark,
playing as a
but very
person
good.
in charge, as a person that
Came
has
out last year.
authority,
It was like
and the
that was
person who needs to
2025,
make
one of the
hard
best anime of
choices.
2025.
One of the most significant ways.
It's
of
a
the
short anime
influence
too.
of
It's
the
like 6
story
episodes.
For Dark Heresy would be your decision of which case is more important. For example,
If you
there's
can handle like darker
under
subject
fire
matter,
slums,
I definitely
and
recommend
this
it.
is a toxic waste, and the level of the toxic
Tokopi's Original Sin.
And if you're going there as a first place, there
6
will be
episode
toxic
anime.
waste somewhere
So
nearby. And there
yeah, it
will
came
be
out last year.
people
Definitely one of the best
getting ready
anime
to
of
be
last year.
consumed by the toxic waste.
Really dark though.
But if
Just so you're
going
warned.
there late stage, there will be actual toxic seed, and you will be playing around, and there will be changes in the geometry, and changes in the combat encounters of how they are playing, changes in the narrative behind this, and changing based on the timings, how you.
Oh yeah, Uzumaki is not
decide
Naruto.
how you
Yeah.
approach this.
To venture forth into darkness and bring the light of the Emperor to the uncharted void.
What was the name of the dark anime series? Tokopi's Original Sin.
Is there
TAKOPI.
new factions, new notable characters, or
Tokopi's
iconic
Original Sin.
Warhammer 40k lore?
You're a parent, so you'll probably it might be too dark for you because you're a parent.
Encounter as a rogue trader, as a treason. It would be some interesting.
It's about a cute alien that travels to Earth from the planet Happy to spread happiness to Earthlings.
Brand new systems.
And he ends up meeting this little girl, and he's determined to use his gadgets to bring happiness to our life. It gets super dark.
Behind the main road of the Inquisitor Calcasar's shenanigans. Let's say it like this: it would be some interesting dive on a past of the von Valancius dynasty, even further than Theodora.
I gotta catch up on the Naruto manga. I've been slacking on manga in general. I think I'm caught up on One Punch Man.
Definitely we will.
But I'm definitely behind on Naruto.
Some vaults, the treason vaults, some collections of pretty wild things being gathered.
It's a very interesting setup, great execution.
Of course.
It's really well made.
Trader story, and Rogue Trader is kind of part.
I held off on it because I knew it was going to be a dark. I just knew it was going to be dark.
Expanding of the.
But it was really good.
Some new places to visit, some old places to revisit. It would be new companion with a whole set
One
of
Piece.
unique mechanics
One Piece is an
inside.
adventure, bro.
It would be
Yeah, that's too many
general
episodes.
System of augmentations provided to the players. So if you always wanted to replace the limbs of the Heinrichs,
That's like a project for after I'm caught up on my whole anime
backlog.
backlog.
An option. Not just Iron Hands from the Biomancy, but the real Iron Hands. Yes, that's an option. It's the first DLC that allows us to expand
Detective Conan and One Piece,
late
they're like
game
completely
parts
different
of the
anime.
Rogue Trader, and expand it not mechanically, but expand it in a 100% of the different aspects of the game.
One Piece is
Let's
objectively a
first
good
talk
anime.
about the new DLC for Rogue Trader.
Actually, I'm going to interrupt you. Can you
I
tell
haven't
me
watched a lot of Detective
generally
Conan,
basic,
but
basic
I did
features,
watch
like,
the
hey,
first
can you explain
30
Warhammer 40K
episodes of One
as,
Piece.
You know, like what's the playthrough about? We actually asked Anatoly to describe all of this for people not familiar with Warhammer.
And One
this
Piece
is how
is
he
really good.
described it.
Imagine you're.
I definitely
playing
understand why it's so
inside
popular.
Warhammer
It's
universe
objectively a great
by the
series.
guys who can't.
It's just a lot
use
to catch up
army
on.
To need to find this particular person in charge of bad things to make Imperium stand for one more.
I mean, it'd
day
probably be
before
better to just read the
grounding to
manga,
dust.
honestly.
That's basically how.
Because
I
the
would describe
anime,
it.
There's a new
part of the
companion,
anime is that it's going to have
and
filler.
There's also this companion has unique mechanics. And
So if you're just trying to catch up on the
Things
story, you
like,
might as well just
new
read the manga.
environments. They're revisiting previous
I feel like it'll go
environments
by
and then
faster.
overhauling them. They're altering and they're changing, not to get too specific, but they're changing things about the late game to extend that
You're
road rate.
objectively too
This
long,
DLC
wow.
alone offers 12 to 15 hours of additional content. Like, there's a lot of meat on the bone.
So I'm very happy. I was extremely happy when he said that, yes,
Walk
this
right
game is
into
going
that.
to be fully voice acted. And I'm really excited because it helps people to, have like this depth and this, to understand how the characters really feel.
I like the
especially
live action
the
one too.
world
I
that's
thought
so
it was a really good
heavy
job. Usually, live action anime
Dark
adaptations
even.
are
Yeah.
just
To be clear,
absolute
Dark
dog water.
Heresy is not. It's not like
I
a
think
sequel to
90% of them-
Rogue Trader.
Yes, it's a separate.
It works
Especially on
different
Netflix,
mechanically,
but
there's different
occasionally
things
they
going on, but
come up with a good
My
one.
understanding, and speaking with Anatoly, was that it's going to be a very narrative focus. That's the primary concern. Not that Rogue Trader was not.
They
a
surprise me
focus, but
sometimes.
That's where a lot of the effort is going.
Netflix actually has
Voice,
another good one.
cast
Netflix had live action
many other aspects of it.
version
Narrative is,
of
like, the
movie for
central
based on
One of the
Erased,
things that I really enjoyed.
one of
that
my
he
favorite
mentioned
anime of all time,
was,
and it was
you
actually
can
really good.
target enemies' specific body parts.
Arguably
to center
better than
them
the anime
during
in
fight.
terms of the
That was the
ending.
coolest part that I'd seen.
So it's really nice because if they have like a they're very fast. So you want to target their legs to cripple them and so on. Not only that, but you know how sometimes you get into a very awkward situation where you're crushing the combat, and there is still that one guy that, in spite of all his friends being dead in the battlefield, he's still trying his. That's not
One
that's not
Piece
going to be really a
cannot
thing.
be any longer than Warhammer
Enemies
Lore.
can
That's actually
surrender,
definitely true.
They can
There's
run
like
away,
20,000
they
Warhammer
can-
books.
They can try to sometimes maybe
That nobody cares about.
negotiate their way out of this, and it's
Other
up to
than
you to
nerds
decide
like
what
Travis.
happens.
Yeah, hearing all those combat options was the coolest thing to hear him talk about. Like, you can render your opponent.
Ain't nobody
useless
trying to
in-
read all
in
that.
Whatever different limb you want to actually target, but you can also make them blind. There's so many different unique features to the combat where even when I was listening to talk about it, I was like, okay, wow, I've never played a game like this, but it sounds really intriguing.
Yeah,
They
and it
usually
was-
live
it was
action
just
anime
interesting to see
adaptations are
Anatoly
just bad.
Describe how the team
Like they
wanted
either
to
try to take it too
revisit
seriously
some of those
or
things that are taken for granted in RPGs, like
it's just
the concept
really
of
low
just an
effort,
enemy. Well, you
low
fight until all
budget.
the enemies are dead, and that's it. But the team went back and was like, that doesn't like necessarily make sense. Like sometimes the guy would be like, you just blew his
It's still
head
hard
off, you just
because it could be hard to
exploded that
capture
guy. I'm covered in John, you know, like I'm
what
gonna
makes an
run
action
away.
anime good in live
And that just makes
in live
sense.
action.
I love that description he gave. Yeah, I love
But
that.
I thought they did a pretty
It's
good job.
lovely.
So question for the group that I want to spin off of this.
You guarantee more people care
How
about
you play
40K than
these
One
games.
Piece. You're
Like,
on
okay,
drugs.
now we know this critical system. You could blow their arm
Warhammer's
off. You can make
Warhammer's
them
very
and
popular.
they
It's
will
nowhere near as
surrender.
popular
We know
as
how
One
she's
Piece.
So the choice,
Like not even close.
Miserable as possible.
Let me take one arm.
There's absolutely
and
no
feed
way.
him that arm while I take off the other arm. Oh, are you surrendering? I can't hear what you're saying.
Too late.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how old it is. One Piece
There's
is
some
massive.
things that are
One Piece is a
really
global phenomenon.
exciting about this game, and I cannot wait to try it. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this one.
And I can't stress enough, Owlcat Games, they know what they're doing when it comes to CRPGs. Like, they are
Let's go where winds meet.
not to be messed with. They know what they're doing, and I think this is one.
Yep, new update dropped today. They got
Next up,
Tower
a few games
Bone.
I would consider kind of
Sprint
couch co-op
City.
games that I would have fun sitting and playing.
Oh, I remember that one.
With people like at a party.
The bus
with my
the bus
family.
racer game.
This is going to be
The
Tower
bus
Born
surfer.
coming from Stoic and Xbox Game Studios. We have Sprint City from Double Dutch Games. These are the creators of Speedrunner and Dinch Attack, coming from Undercoders.
400 million people worldwide. By poll. Let me look this up. I don't believe anything Travis says by default.
I would describe this as a brawler meets action RPG. This is an awesome entry into the brawler.
Let's
space.
let's start with
Somebody
book
who does
sales.
Play a lot of RPGs and MMOs, so I have a lot
War.
of brain space and like I want to make really cool builds. A little less so in like how do I actually dodge and get out of things and find my openings. Early on, I was able to kind of compensate for that by finding nice little gear and little pieces to put together to eventually build
Over
my
800
brawler
novels
skill
and short
set,
stories.
and
That's a
I
lot.
find myself
But what
kind
are
of
the
going
sales?
back and forth as we play.
I didn't even measure this.
Between like, oh, I'm finding something that's a little difficult here. Well, what can I do with my gear set in order to tweak things, or like, is there a different skill that I should pick up for this particular encounter, and then be able to go dive right back in. The player is an ace, which is a deathless defender of humanity, which is currently sequestered away on the Belfry, which is McLaren's background over there. It's a tower that was set up for mysterious purposes, but turned out to be a pretty good haven for folks after the fall.
Definitely seems like he
their
made that number
stronghold,
up.
The City of Numbers. The player is helping humanity as they can, getting refugees to safety, battling the beastkin that have risen and have become incredibly aggressive, while ultimately attempting to find out why did numbers fall and what conspiracy is still brewing there.
We wanted players to experience a brawler type combat inside like a Diablo style RPG gear sort of system, and so we've spent a lot of time over the last 6 months or so taking a ton of feedback from our players to really kind of hone that particular system. So players should be able to come in, pick one of the 4 classes that we have. They'll see a whole new set of skills. They'll find a whole bunch of new equipment. And the idea should be that they should feel like one of several heroes.
Oh, that's
being a
that's
bunch of, like,
misleading.
awesome monsters. We've tried to add new enemies, new lieutenants, and new bosses. I think people are gonna.
I see where Travis got
quite
his
the,
numbers
quite
from.
the adventure as they go into the
Fandom.
Powerborn. Stoic has always tried to
Fandom
be
has
player
350
first. When we
million
decided
monthly
to do
users.
Early access for Towerborn, a lot of that was born out of.
And in
we had a
2024,
vision of
they
trying
voted
to evolve the
Warhammer
brawler
as
into
number
something
1.
bigger, something that hadn't really been done before. And you can see other games have taken different routes. You know, some have taken kind of the roguelite route, some stayed into the traditional. We wanted to kind of expand into more like the true action RPG. And in order to do that, early access was very, very important to figure out what was going to work and what wasn't. Simultaneously, we didn't want to be caught in early access limbo, right? Like, I'm sure this is the kind of things that you would love to talk about. I love to talk about them too. How do you not stay in early access for 7 years? Our intent and purpose was we need to come out of early access solid. And there is a certain point where you just collect everything. Most of the feedback that's coming in either kind of falls into an existing category. Hey, a lot of people have said this thing.
The One Piece manga,
It's something new, but you look
just
at it
the
and you're like,
manga.
yes, it's new, but it's not
The
reaching
One Piece manga
kind of urgency that some of these other
has
things
sold
are. We have
over
a good list of things out there. This is
500
kind of what the
million
players told us.
copies worldwide.
We need to really deliver on that. And the best way we can deliver on that is just, put your head down,
I guarantee you,
and create an experience
that's more than all
I
800
believe is worthy of coming out of early access. That people should look at that
of
and
the
say, like,
Warhammer
"Oh,
novels
okay, I see
and short
why you
stories
did it.
combined.
Absolutely was worth it. I can see a clear night and day difference between what is in live right now and what I am receiving when you go into the 1.0.
One of the big pieces was that folks were big fans of certain pieces of actual gear that you would earn through the game, but there was no cosmetic version of that, and so you had to make the choice of like, do I want to look good, or do I want to look a little janky but more
$500
powerful?
million in manga
And
sales.
so we added the ability to.
I
get
guarantee you,
cosmetic
Warhammer does
features
not
that you
have
earned,
a
through
$500 million
which are earned through
in novel
adventures.
in novel
The
sales.
idea initially with Towerborn was we just want to make a fun beat 'em up with a light
500
story
million
in the background. We
copies
weren't really
of
gonna
One
lean into
Piece
kind of the stoic,
manga sold.
narrative strength that we have, and we just kind of wanted to take a bit of a breather. And we
Warhammer ain't touching that.
perhaps incorrectly, that the community would see it for what it is, and
Midhammer
really
cannot
concerned that a lot of
compete.
people are like, wait, you have something very interesting in the background here. You know, we actually really want to know what's going on. We really would like something more clearly leading us through, and so we've spent a very significant amount of time and resource to
That's
put
more than
a
200
narrative,
million more people
from the jump. And so
that
there
that
is
are on that
there's an
entire
arc now.
fandom site.
There's a primary antagonist. You will understand that antagonist. You will confront that antagonist, and there will be resolution. And so there's probably
The average book for Warhammer
12 to 20
sells 30K copies.
story arc now in the game that that players can look forward to
I
and feel
question that.
like there's a
I
resolution.
haven't been able to find
to
any
PowerPoint.
sales figures for Warhammer books. They aren't public. And the revenue is a small fraction.
Hello, we're Undercoders, and in the studio based in Barcelona.
About 2.4
Recently,
million.
We've been focused on developing 3D platformers.
About
but our
2.4
studio is
million
heavily
euros.
influenced by arcade classics, Japanese culture, and extreme sports games. And Dense Attack is our dream project, a step forward for the studio combining everything we love. In Dense Attack, you'll discover a not-so-distant future Japan in which local railways have been abandoned and are now used by underground gangs to compete in illegal contests of train acrobatics. You'll have to rack up points by chaining tricks, explore huge levels, race against rival crews, and uncover a wild story as you travel through Japan taking the railways back. We are making a game that is not just about what you do, but how you do it. It's expressive, stylish, and totally up to you.
So even if all 800 sold 30K copies, that's still only 24 million copies.
The architecture, the landscapes, the folklore, and we're always captivated by
Even if we assume all 800 of those novels sold 30,000 copies,
and part of the same cultural rhythm.
that's still nowhere near
One
One Piece.
inspiration that has been fueling our creative energy throughout all the years and has now materialized in Dense Attack.
Yeah, One Piece clears, I fear.
On your adventure, you'll find a variety of challenges to move forward. From trip pack arenas to compete for high
That's
scores.
why I mean
to
Jet Set
objective
Radio,
basic race on
because
levels
it
and
looks
even
just like Jet Set Radio.
World
It
expanded
has
with
all those
unique
vibes.
characters from different gangs and
And a similar art
personalities that
style.
you will have to face on your journey through Japan. And with every new challenge, you will grow as a Denshi attacker and further add to the chaos.
It's like Jet
We
Set
have
Radio
crafted
and Subway
every stage from the
Surfer
ground up, pulling from real-world locations to make every landscape different but recognizable.
with a
It will
train
go really
car.
fast, but if you look closely, you'll catch references to every corner of Japanese culture.
You'll be fighting wild boss battles against gang leaders, which will test everything that you've learned. These are always full of surprises. You'll never know what secret technique your rival hides, so you'll have to get creative to overcome them with your train. They're a mix of spectacle, personality, and challenge that one could expect for an anime-style showdown made game.
That is kind of miniatures, video games.
To anime, skate games, and
One
Japan's
Piece.
iconic
One Piece
train
has the
system.
manga.
If you like
It's got
Jet Set Radio,
anime,
Tony Hawk, or
movies,
Denshi to Go, you can't miss this train.
toys.
Unintended.
Wish list now. We can wait
It's got
to
the
show you
Netflix
more.
adaptation now.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Dench Attack. It's the best game in the world.
Angela versus Cartoon Pirate.
Hello, we're undercoders. Hello, hello. Wishlist now. Wishlist now. We can share.
I think the issue with Warhammer is that it doesn't have an easy entry point. Because you have like a huge fandom that's just into the miniatures, which a lot of people might not be into. Like if you were curious about One Piece, you'd be like, okay, I can pick up the manga. I can turn on the anime. It's on Netflix. It's everywhere, and like get introduced to the story and go through it from the beginning. Warhammer's like, okay, where do you really start?
And they were awesome. And
you want to go down the miniatures? You're going to play Space Marine 2. You play the video game.
They want to focus more on the RPG side.
It doesn't have a simple entry point.
Looter, brawler, side scroller, like you said, meant to be
like Castle Crashers.
Yeah, that is definitely the most common comparison they get. But along those lines,
it's an expensive hobby.
Or play with whoever's next to
you.
And they are
so many books.
Access game now going to full release. So this is their big update to justify the full release, but it was already definitely justified.
But the cool thing is you can get into different things without
plus missions. What they say is probably around 20
knowing the lore. Like I went in, I never read anything from Warhammer.
Replayability. So there's also a difficulty.
But I jumped right into Space Marine 2 and loved it.
They have a level that is going to be called, I believe, Brutal. And from what I'm being told, it will be extremely difficult, but the game is meant to be replayed plenty with you focusing on what builds you actually want as you play through it all.
There's definitely a huge market for co-op couch gaming right now in a world of like online multiplayer. I feel like that's kind of a lost art. You saw successive games like Split Fiction, stuff like that. So.
For those of you who are lonely without friends,
Here's the thing. Yeah, I think more gamers need to embrace this.
Every time I have played it, and I
just because a game isn't for you personally doesn't mean it's a bad game.
With this big update, though, also introducing a new biome.
Like I'm not a huge Souls fan.
The enemies you fight against have new styles of combat, so
but I recognize that Elden Ring is objectively a great game.
Fleshed out to begin with, but they're wanting people to be like, okay, this is technically a new game. So for those who are expected to stumble across this, you are getting a brand new side scroller with so much.
Yeah, I've heard great things about Paladins.
It's another situation where they took a ton of feedback from early access.
Yes, heavily community focused. Again, we've said it many a times. A lot of these devs know how to listen to feedback because those are their diehards.
I think the Warhammer show that Henry Cavill is doing is going to be a really good starter point as well.
You tried to steal it from me, but I was taking
to get people into the lore.
I love these guys.
This is my favorite Japan-inspired game ever.
I had seen this game before, but I didn't really understand what it even was. But now I understand what it is. The inspiration.
Definitely not actually a bad game.
It makes sense. As weird as
Travis hates games that he's bad at.
Acrobatic train game makes sense to me.
That's why he got mad at Marvel Rivals.
We were talking what, like Temple.
That is a game for the new generation.
Because he's horrible at it.
Temple Runner X. Like TikTok.
Yeah, you see it's under a Joe Rogan clip on TikTok, like to keep people's attention.
But in the best of way, because also
he hates games that he sucks at.
Because you see a different side of those devs. Like they went out of their way to send us that stuff, and we get to see a different side of them, and to see and connect to the faces behind it and see their enthusiasm.
They're so fun.
Yeah.
How could they not make a fun game?
Yeah.
It's impossible.
The boss, the mecha train
thing. The train boss is sick.
I heard there's going to be a boss fight.
Yeah.
In the train acrobatics.
Think FromSoft is the worst of their own genres.
At first glance,
that's
you're
crazy.
Like, what is this? And then you realize you see more of it.
I can't wait to know these storylines.
Exactly. So it seems fun and engaging, and then there's like, oh, there's a story behind this.
And
there's
real
bosses
and real inspirations. Like
so
they show you what has actually inspired them to make this Japanese style game.
Yes, I think
lovely.
FromSoft really hurt his feelings deeply.
In that group, we had Sprint City, that is coming from Double Dutch, which was the creators of Speedrunners, which is another very popular.
Which is exactly what it is.
People have played for a very long time. They have Speedrunners 2 already coming out.
To be fair, I don't like
This looks like
I don't like
that
games with artificial
in a good way
difficulty.
would really piss me off to lose to other people.
It looks like a game
I do feel like, yeah, some games try to think being a Souls game means making the game, making aspects of the game bad on purpose
Turn the console off.
in order to say it's
Get a
difficult.
bigger TV so I can see where they're at.
That,
To me,
that sort of
Sprint
stuff
City
annoys
is
me.
the game that you are over at like a party. You know, it's like the Super Smash Bros.
That-
effect.
Yes, I feel like there's a way to make a game
we played
difficult,
a round of Pong or something,
and there's a way
now we
where you
wanna
just
play
make a
video
game
games
ass
together. We're gonna go play this
to
and
make
we're
it
gonna get
more
pissed, and
difficult
Jake
for
and
the
Rob are gonna
player.
get in a fist fight probably, and like
He doesn't want that.
And who-
Like, I feel like Remnant ran into that problem.
We already had this. Who do you think would win that? Just look at the size of the feet. Pretty close, aren't you?
I felt like Remnant.
ever played over
I felt like if Remnant just tried to be a straightforward third-person action looter shooter, it would have been a great
It's the ultimate
game.
test of communication. In this case,
But
what
it
I'm
tried to
saying
be a
is the game is much
Souls
more competitive, where you're playing against
looter,
your friends,
a Souls looter shooter, and it just put in a
these
bunch
types
of
games,
like
I just
really
it's momentum
janky
based.
systems
It's
on
Sprint
purpose
City, literally, and, like,
to make the
speedrunners.
game feel
So,
dog
I feel
water
like it's one of those
to
games
play,
that's also probably very satisfying
just to
do
make it
that.
seem harder.
And to be like
once it
But you can't be too good.
And it didn't make it hard
You can't be too good or
in
your
like
friends won't play
a
with you.
satisfying or challenging way. The game just felt like ass.
Okay, now we have a set of beautiful games, in my opinion. This is going to be Eternal Life of Goldman from We Appy Studio and THQ Nordic. We have Dust Fade.
Oh, this is the
from Weird
THQ Nordic
Beluga
game.
and Fireshine,
Rip
and another
Teenage
Fireshine
Mutant Ninja
game
Turtles.
with Pugstorm called Core Keeper.
No Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles last running. Rip. How many games have shown? A lot. We're in hour 3 of this stream.
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean he smashed?
What do you think? He fell from a great height.
Yeah, but he couldn't have... did he really die?
I imagine he was crushed to a pulp. Do you think they'll ever find his
We're definitely
body?
getting close to the end.
Mom!
Okay.
Because it's a 3-hour show.
I was just making sure you were paying attention.
And there's 45 games. Another Metroidvania. Free demo available in February. 1980s anime were best year. Definitely not. I'm sorry to say. Anime is the one thing where you can't like go full nostalgia with. Like there's some stuff where you can be like, oh, back in this era, things were better. Like there's a legit argument to be made that like the 90s had the best cartoons. 1980s anime objectively is nowhere near as good as the anime that we've had just in the last 10 years. like it's not even a competition. Like you can legitimately pick out just the anime in 2025 or 2024 and say it's better than everything that came out in the 80s. Like we're legitimately in a golden era of a golden age of anime. There's been so much great anime released over the last 20 years. And yearly now we're getting classics. Like on a yearly basis. Not to mention the improved, you know, animation quality. Like we even have anime that like new anime that like mimics kind of that old anime aesthetic that you had in like the 80s, 90s, early 90s. Like Clevitus was a recent one. And Zenshi as well. For some reason, this game reminds me of the Sega Saturn days. It's giving me those vibes.
My star. It'll be
Anyone remember Sega Saturn?
You'll both be okay.
That console did not last very long. But this looks pretty fun. Definitely giving Kingdom Hearts as well. Yeah, we even have like new Gundam anime. Like I'm telling you, in the last 20 years, like anime has gotten so much better than it was in the 80s and 90s. It's insane.
First, we had Eternal Life of Goldman that we just watched that trailer.
Art style is crazy.
I love the hand drawn.
Anyone still care about Kingdom Hearts? Yes.
It looks like those
Every gaming showcase,
It gives me also Cuphead.
you got people
It's like Cuphead,
asking for Kingdom Hearts 4.
So they've had a previous trailer that was very unsettling because the narrative.
More Kingdom Hearts 4. They
went
want to know when the game's coming out.
And it got really dark and scary. This one, it was much more.
I miss the murder rides.
But like
I think it's supposed to come out this year.
It's gonna be emotional. It seems like an emotional game that like people are gonna get tied to. Like you said, Hollow Knight. What was it? Celeste, sort of, maybe a little bit. I mean,
I still have not played any of the games.
Whoa.
As people like to say about any game.
Yeah, they have a free demo launching in February, actually, so people can actually try it.
I love the narration, and I can't wait to see more behind it.
Like we touched on, I think it's one of those games that people will play because
I've seen multiple people say Kingdom Hearts.
Platformer, side-scroller type game, and then
I've seen a lot.
Yeah, it just seems very like
I've seen hundreds of people
just enough to make
on social media.
They don't tell you much in the trailer,
and then they're gonna emotionally destroy.
Yeah, and it seems very dark, and you're like, well, why?
But it's my job, so
yeah. No, you never know.
Hand painted.
It makes sense that I'd see more.
How do you do that though? Like, how do you hand draw a game? That's crazy.
See, hopefully next year we have
people more talented than us. This is why we're sitting here. And
I'm like, where are the frames at? What do you?
That's one of the games that would be really cool to go do a dive on in the studio.
I will say, I haven't played the games yet, but great music.
Want to come and see?
We'll go.
We will fly there. I promise.
Next up, then we had Core Keeper, a game that you two especially are very familiar with. We have an update coming where you're going to be able to have a massive update with the Northern Biome on January 28th. There's a new boss, there's next-gen weapons and armor, whole new stuff.
Yeah. I play this a lot with my wife. It's just like one of our couple games, and I love it, and so seeing new content is crazy.
I played it a lot by myself. I started playing it, and suddenly I had over 100 hours in this game. I wish I could show off my base.
Yeah, I thought I was doing well. I mentioned it to Lua that I played Core Keeper, and I felt pretty good about where it was. And they're just like, yeah, I have 100 hours, and I have this, and this. I'm like, okay, I'll just leave.
It's a great game. I had a lot of fun. It's one of these games you start, and suddenly you spent a week playing it.
Oh, you will lose yourself. The other night, we stayed up till 1 a.m. playing it when we meant to play till 11, and it's just because.
It's good.
Yeah, it's just one more run through the mines. I'll be right back.
How would you define this game to someone who hasn't seen it?
I mean, I would say it's Stardew Valley, kind of meets Terraria, but it's like procedurally generated, up to 8-player co-op, so you can play with all of your friends, unless you have way more friends than me. And it's just. Every run is going to be different because it's all based on seeds, so you can have different save files for different friends and pairings. It's really, really cool.
You can actually use your same character in different save files. So if you're playing by yourself or in your friend's server, you can use the same character, or you can make a new character for their server. So it's kind of like you can visit their home.
And boss fights. I forgot about that.
Oh, the boss fights are so good.
Stardew Valley, more combat focused, but also co-op and boss fights.
So different boss fights have different mechanics. The boss system in this game is actually excellent. I have killed, I think, all of the bosses on the game as of right now, so I can't wait for the update, for the new stuff.
For a new one.
Then finally in that section we had Dusk Fade from Weird Beluga and
That's the
Fireshine.
one right there. That's the one.
They say it is a love letter to the golden era of 3D action platforming like Jak and Daxter and Ratchet
That's
and Clank.
exactly that
music is
whole
about.
era, like the PS1, that is PS2 era. That's what was screaming at me.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, and then there's boss fights with dodge rolls and health bars, so therefore it is a Souls-like.
And we saw so many different environments too.
Well, you know, like some games, you see the gameplay and
She's
you're
about
just.
to lose her mind.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you see some gameplay and you just like, you know, it's gonna feel good in the
Yeah,
hand.
you can tell by watching somebody else play that feels so.
Yeah,
There's so
some-
much dopamine being
And then you
released. like-
actually play it and you get destroyed.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm not that good, but I will get there. It looks very, very good.
It's like cute. It looks like a fun game, like you would let your kids play as well.
Is it like a good combination of all that? You even saw like a little bit of Kingdom Hearts there, a little bit.
Yeah, definitely a good mix.
And he's grabbing
Yeah, the sword.
Yes.
Yeah.
When the devs describe a game as a love letter to a certain genre or to other games and are not afraid to embrace that,
That's a good sign.
It's a
I get
level. It's a
very
level
excited.
to be able to say that. There has to be some level of confidence there. Like I know what I have.
And
there.
respect,
So I
yeah.
can call it a love letter because I know when they see it, they're gonna feel the same way.
That's good. That's well said.
Next up, we have
Shadow
Shadow of the Road coming
Starfinder.
from Owlcat as well, with Another Angle Games being the dev. There is Starfinder from Epic Tellers, as well as Gallipoli from Black Mill Games.
Citizens of Nippon, a new dawn rises upon your land. Through progress and technology, we bring prosperity to all. Your nation ripples with mutiny. But our technology will protect your peace. Peace demands the sacrifice of those that stand in the way of progress. On behalf of your glorious Emperor Mutsuhito, we will bring light where there is darkness. Together, we march into a brighter tomorrow.
This looks interesting. Gada. Boa beast.
For progress. For the Empire.
Sounds like a 1960s announcer. For Lucky Strike cigarettes.
This is Ricard Pillosu, and I am the co-founder at Epic Tellers.
4 hours ago. We're definitely in the last
to
hour.
tell you about our first game.
There's definitely not that many games left.
License from Paizo. At its core, Starfinder Afterlight is a party-based RPG in a universe that mixes technology and magic. We focus on creating great storytelling inspired by movies like Guardians of the Galaxy or shows like Firefly. While in the game you will create your own character, in the demo you play as one of the companions, Sterling.
So you give orders? Naughty.
Thanks to the success of our Kickstarter, our game will have full voice.
Shout out to Kickstarter.
The dialogue system is the main way to introduce the player to the lore of the world.
If you have the sudden, weird feeling of being naked, it's Lou. Her gaze is like an X-ray machine. By the looks on her face, she either thinks you're a joke, or it's her favorite song playing.
That was our narrator, Roger Clark, known from the Red
narrator?
Dead Redemption series, giving the right space
Oh, you sound
western
familiar.
feeling we're looking for in the game.
Yeah, sorry to ruin happy hour for you, but I have bad news about the big one and the runt. Don't worry, I promise not to say I told you so.
Lou here is referring to Tycho and Cole, our friends, that after a heist gone wrong, should meet us here. Lou seems to know something about them. If you push Lou about the information she's skipping, she's going to be annoyed, and that will lower your approval with
Is
her
everything here?
and
Looks
limit
like some
your
kind of
potential
alien.
romance options.
Romance time.
Hold on, hotshot. I own the info. I choose how to deliver it. All right. They were ambushed at Secubot offices. They knew they were coming, so now the odd couple needs our help. Happy now?
We start the combat right away. The security robots are looking for us and are waiting outside the bar.
Time for my close-up.
The game uses the battle-tested system of Pathfinder 2nd Edition with 3 actions per turn. Lou already starts in a very good place. She's a support
Turn-based.
character, so it's better for her to stay behind. She will use
Looks like the
ability
Baldur's
to
Gate
get
3
them
combat.
to give a bonus to Sterling when he attacks a specific character, and then shoot again. Now, for Sterling, what makes more sense is to close our distance and use our energy weapon. For combat, we decided to stay away from a grid-based system that gave the feeling of a tabletop simulator.
What are your thoughts on Chained Soldier Season 2 for Ecchi and what the hell?
For my close-up.
To get the Baldur's Gate. That was the only thing that I still want to go back to it, especially after how much I loved Expedition 33.
This is it. The team is in full production to release the first 10 hours in early access.
Obviously,
for summer
the
next
combat
year.
is not nearly as good as
Cannot wait to
Expedition
show you
33.
more. Thanks for watching.
But I love the story and the customization of Baldur's Gate 3
Gallipoli is
they did like the first 3 or 4 hours that I played.
First-person shooter.
But I just hated the
In
combat.
the Middle Eastern theater of World War I. It features authentic weapons, locations, and factions that you play with. 50-player servers. How we approach it is we have a unique blend of.
I gotta go back to it at some
where
point.
we don't compromise on is
Love Expedition.
Picking the locations.
Game of the
always
year.
The actual battles. The weapons, the ones that were actually.
I don't need
used,
help. I
and,
just need to not be
uniforms
bored.
that are, as accurate as
That was the only
as
thing holding me
possible
back. I just didn't
possibly
enjoy the
used.
combat.
It sets us apart there. We go quite deep on the history, but then again, we're more accessible than say some of the military simulators. It's easy to jump.
I had a good
into,
build and
games
everything. I
more,
just
approachable.
it just
So
wasn't
in
engaging
that way, it sets it apart from
for me.
another subgenre in the shooters. As well. If you
But
wield
it's something
one
I
of the
definitely want to go
rifles
back
in the
to.
game, the bolt action rifles, you expect it to be one shot, one kill. The rest of the game is built around that premise. So yes, rifles are one shot kill, but
You
then
get it 5
again,
times, so
it must not be the case that somebody goes around the corner and kills.
So
the
I'm
entire
guessing
team
you enjoyed it.
in 1 second. So especially in multiplayer, the fairness concept must be adhered to. So everything is built sort of around making sure that the game feels fair. So there's a balance between in the gunplay that needs to happen, as well as in the way we handle spawning and how quick you are back into the battle. You're very quick to be in combat here. There's other quirky weapons that are part of the arsenals, but these are accurate. They were used. We don't do experimental weapons. We try to stay as accurate as possible when we model them. The locations we picked. Using some geodata, a lot of investigation on images, trying to puzzle together how it looked like when when the battle took place. When you're under fire, you have a difficulty reloading your weapon, for instance, and then has custom animations to it. So it's quite elaborate. Not a lot of games, if at all, do this. Where it's really dynamic based on what happens, and still fair in the way that the rules are predictable. It's not a random jamming system. It's really dependent on what the player does. One of the cooler things is that you can now build stuff together. Part of the game mode will be that you are able to construct.
I mean, some people could. Some people might play games
and other things together. It's
if
kind of
they're
like
if they're
evolution
masochists.
of the game mode we had in Isonzo.
They'll force their way through a game that they don't
really,
enjoy.
You fight over a certain area, and once it's captured, you have to construct things together and then to consolidate your position to secure it.
Guys, first we looked at Shadow of the Road there. Story tactical driven RPG in Japan, but also some like supernatural stuff going on.
Okay, so I actually played the demo for this game, and it was super fun. It felt kind of like XCOM meets like Samurai, but there were like very unique twists. The final fight in the demo is actually really sick. I hope you enjoy it. There was like cool mechanics, and I don't know, give the demo a go and fun stuff. If you like the kind of like XCOM, tactical, maybe even a little bit of like the Baldur's Gate type, definitely check it out.
There's a late 2026 release for this game. I would say, to me, someone who doesn't play these types of games, I just think the storyline, or not the storyline, like the environment is cool. It's Japan with supernatural elements. Like you saw that big robot walking around.
Sci-fi samurai. I feel like that's like a trend now. Is like taking certain settings and combining it with sci-fi. That's really cool.
I'm not sure I would say it's sci-fi, but I would say like mythology. It's just some really sick stuff. There is a lot of exploration, and the exploration is actually quite cool. You can like change things in the world.
Then we had Starfinder coming from Epic Tellers. That's going to be an early access in 2026 as of right now, and the demo is actually going to be available soon during Steam Next Fest. So when this airs, that will be a month away.
So I actually got to talk with the devs. They were very happy that the Kickstarter was doing so well. They also got a very good team in the voice acting team, and the game seems super exciting. I can't wait to hear more about it.
I mean, being built off of Pathfinder, I think you said 2nd edition?
Yes.
You know there's going to be a lot of depth and complexity when it comes to combat too. So, I mean, I can see why people are excited. I can just certainly see.
But to me, what I can already appreciate looking at it is, okay, you guys obviously paid a lot of attention to your art style, being kind of like the Persona vibes of the pop-ups. I think is really cool. And as we know, the voice acting as well. I think they have a couple of notable names.
Sombra from Overwatch.
Yeah, so they put a lot of detail into those, which I can appreciate, even as someone who doesn't.
And funnily enough, this character that I mentioned, that's this larvae with this grub-like character with a grub, is actually voiced by
Too many games out there to play something you're not enjoying. That's true.
Oh, goodness.
You gotta have some level of enjoyment.
Dinoblade, and he's also the director of the voice acting in this game.
Like, I hate what the NBA 2K franchise has become.
As our final one, Jake got to do another
And I
interview
play it
here
because it's the only
with someone
basketball
who, I remember you
sim
saying in the
available.
interview, it felt like a high school lesson.
But there's still enjoyment in there.
Yeah, it was awesome to talk to Josh, and he gave me a real quick pronunciation lesson, because luckily I got his name right, and I didn't get the name of the game right, because being from Iowa, I said Gallipoli, and it is pronounced Gallipoli. Long story short, Gallipoli is covering
If
the
I'm not
Ottoman
enjoying a
Eastern
game,
Front
I'll
throughout all
bounce off
this.
it pretty
And what
quickly.
you'll find with Blackmill Games is they always have realistic weaponry for the side they're covering and for the time, being World War I, and they don't miss that here.
Well, the uniforms.
Or if a
there's
game
so much
just
attention to
is
detail. And
enjoyable,
even some
but
unique gameplay systems, like
doesn't
the
like hook
suppression
me,
system,
because I have so
where
many games to get through.
It's basically like when
The game
the
has
fire's
to
coming
really
in, like you'll start to struggle reloading and
go
stuff.
I don't think I've
crazy.
ever seen, like, I'm sure, I don't know if it's been done or not, but I can't recall
That's
another game
every
that's done
2K
that.
thing,
But it's
so
so
you're
clever, 'cause
paying,
of course
yeah.
you'd struggle reloading when bullets are whizzing
what
by.
that does for your level of immersion is,
The 2K26, big step up
Remind
from
you guys,
2K25.
this game, I think
but
they do
you know
have
that's
a
not hard to do.
focus, but they're also
Since
working on a
2K NBA
single-player
2K25,
Yeah, they want to do it justice.
one of the worst
of
sports
telling
games ever made.
stories of actual battles that did take place, and they're going to continue this string. Like they're going to continue. I even asked them, like, what do you progress forward on?
Hey,
as a
bounce off
studio?
Lost
Like,
Soul
he's like, well, we got a
quickly.
lot to do still for World War One. It was a big war.
Lost Soul
It lasted a
came
long
out at an
time.
awkward
And so they're
time.
not even done here, and luckily they have found themselves a diehard audience that wants to see this story told.
Because I had to get,
battle to battle.
because I also
all
wanted to get
encompassing the same
through
war.
Well, and it's such a fascinating way
Ninja
to be
Gaiden
able to
4,
preserve
which I got, which
that
Xbox sent
piece of
me,
history. Exactly. Like in an
which was a
interactive way where
much
people
better
can kind of
version
go
of
boots on
Lost
the
Soul
ground and
Aside.
see what it it was like in of course, a gamified version.
I had also
but
got sent Wu
I think
Chang
it
Fallen
helps educate a whole
Feathers.
new generation on something.
Then
that
I got sent Ghost of Yote, and then I picked up.
Okay, now our final.
Oh, here we go.
Have here a
Crimson
very
Desert,
exciting,
and where
very
was me?
cool one, if I had to say and use a word I haven't used so
first
far.
time.
Peak has arrived.
First time, a very cool section here. First up, we have Where Winds Meet, a game that obviously is already out.
I love it.
But we are getting a brand new boss coming to the Western version of the game in Dinoblade, coming from Team Spino. Incredible looking game. And we also have exclusive interview content with Crimson Desert.
Yes.
Does the moon or the south still shine bright?
I gotta play this. I played the beta, but the launch version wasn't working for me, and I haven't got around to it yet. But the file size has gotten insane. All right, it's a new boss. But this looks fire. Bro, the art direction is insane. This looks incredible. If a game is so hard that I feel like I need to put on easy mode, I'm just gonna uninstall. I will never lower the difficulty. I'll either master it or I'm deleting the game. And I always end up mastering it. Unless I'm generally just not enjoying it. If I think it's just bad game design, I just won't bother. Imagine the file size of GTA 6. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm hoping it's optimized. This file sizes really shouldn't be that crazy. But I know GTA is going to be over 100. Bro going Ultra Instinct. So I'm the professor. Usually be a game on easy, then normal, then hard. I'll start a new game on normal. To get a feel for it. And then I'll crank it up if it gets too easy. If it's something I'm not familiar with. But if it's like a sequel that I'm familiar with, I'll just put it on hard. Like the Insomniac Spider-Man games, always start on the highest difficulty. Because I know it's going to be too easy otherwise. art in motion, 100%. This is literally beautiful. The animations are kind of a little janky, but the art direction looks insane. The art is incredible. That's one of the coolest looking fights I've seen. They absolutely cooked there. It's a dino game. Of course, it's got the metal music.
Based on the trailers and based on a bunch
Crimson
of things
Peak.
that I've seen about this game, you can clearly slay dragons. Is that true?
There are dragons in the game. And
Hell
you
yeah.
can fight them. We haven't revealed just yet whether or not you can actually slay them. But you can fight them, you can fly them.
Can you
Yes.
I'm sorry to the Lua fans, but at this point we're not confirming whether or not there's dragon relations.
Oh,
Speak a little bit to how big this game is.
We've been seeing some news out there with some specific numbers floating around about how big the map is. I don't think numbers really do it justice because how big is that in terms of scope and scale? But what we can
Holy.
say is the world's at least twice as big as the open world and playable area of Skyrim. It's larger than the map of
Bigger.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Open world
Holy,
games
oh my
are
God.
doing things, having activities, having distractions.
That's a big game.
So we wanted to create a world that's not only massive, but is also incredibly interactive. Obviously, you and your community, Lua, care a lot about romance systems. This is not that type of game in terms of RPG elements and decision making. What it is, though, is you choose the type of character that you want to play as in terms of your progression within the systems in the game. And then through
No romance.
headcanon, you're having this very different experience than other players because of the scope and scale of the game. You'll be distracted by something, you'll go on this quest line, you'll have an experience that'll be radically different than someone else, even though they're playing the same game. The guiding principle
So it's like an
for the
isekai.
game is around empowering the player and not forcing them into specific choices. There's a lot of time between now and launch in March for us to be able to elaborate on those systems, show people if they have, say, I have
Sucker
an
doing
hour
this
to
game,
jump
you're
in
welcome.
and play this game after work, what is my experience going to look like? So we've done a little bit of showing when you're not in combat, how you're taking advantage and interacting in the world, harvesting resource, gathering them for a whole crafting system that we have in the game. For
I'm going to
equipment,
play
as well
an
as-
unhealthy amount of this game. I can already tell.
There is a house. The world is made to be interacted with.
You build a house,
and
yeah,
that's also
yeah.
how you
I'm
learn about the
gonna
world.
be
So
just
by talking to NPCs,
no
like
life in this
picking up
game.
chickens, then you've learned, and your codex will have been updated about the chicken.
What about things that go beyond like fighting? Is there like puzzles? Is there like different?
This
types
might
of
be a
quests?
3,000 hour
Great
game.
question. One of the things that we showcased, we had a team over to Korea to do a deep dive kind of behind the scenes last September. They came out and we showed them.
This is one of the reasons I'm not
glimpse of
investing
a
too
bunch
much in
of
Where
different
Winds Meet.
systems. One of the systems that we showed
At this
them
point,
was
because I know I'm
in
just
what
going to
we
be on
call the
Crimson
aerial
Desert.
abyss. It's those sky islands that you see there. That's a very important and pivotal part in the story and quest and mystery surrounding the world. In those sky islands, there are puzzles. They all have a different vibe, if you will, and then treasures
Ooh,
and
puzzles.
rewards for completing them.
When can people get the game? Where can they get it? What does that look like for you guys?
The game comes out on March 19th across
Multiplayer mode?
platform. It'll be available on consoles on PS5, as well as Xbox Series X and S, PC, as well as natively on Mac.
First, let's start
I cannot
with
wait for this game.
Where Winds Be. Well, since the game came out, I have played basically every day that game since it came out. I really like it. I love how many we just did get new footage of a boss fight, but the game is goes way beyond this.
A robust multiplayer experience.
You can play it single player.
So
you
probably
can do everything
co-op.
by yourself. You can play with friends. You can have a guild.
I mean, they have
The
Black
game,
Desert
is
online money,
mind-blowing,
so they can
especially
just turn it
because
into a
it's
full
free, it's
MMO
not
if they
pay
want to.
win. Everything in their story is cosmetic.
So Where Winds Meet is such a crazy game because, for one, it's free,
Yeah.
which is wild. It's monetized exclusively through cosmetics. So they've even said we will never monetize power within the game, which I think is the way it should be. But they also want to it has kind of two sides to it, where it does have the single player adventure side, because you can play it by yourself. You can play co-op, going through the
PvP.
new boss fight together with your friends.
Travis's favorite
And then
word.
There's also a side of it which is heavily inspired by classical MMOs.
You sound like you're
where,
you sound like you're doing
something
PR
bad,
for
they
them.
get put in the back of a cart and everybody comes in.
Do they hire you for the community
I feel like
scene?
it's a modern MMO that actually knows the audience. We love seeing those kind of things, and those are the kind of things that also appeal to. It doesn't matter Eastern or Western, but those are the kind of things that people are going to talk about.
Based on how much I like to walk around and explore stuff, a 50 to 80 hour single player campaign
This game is beautiful.
is going to be
it's absolutely crazy.
80
And every
to
boss fight is different and
150
visually,
hours.
Pretty stunning. I
Single
would
player
say.
campaign.
Speaking of, we watched the boss fight, the Master's Message. It seems like it's based on, obviously, you're reading the Master's Message. You have to fight a different version of this ink boss. While we were watching it,
You're nobody.
you,
Everybody is
specifically were
somebody.
Like you haven't played this game, but you're watching it and you're thinking, wow, maybe I should play this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Why? Like, what looks good
It
about
looks so satisfying.
Everybody
There's
is
something about, you know,
somebody
you're fighting a
to
boss and
someone.
It's the movement's almost fluid, and you're almost in rhythm with the boss and their moveset. And that's what makes games like that are boss centric so satisfying to play. There's something about
Travis
mastering
being a
boss's
community manager for a
moveset.
game would probably be a complete
I think
disaster.
A lot of people like the combat.
Depending on the
schemes.
game.
Like, all that stuff you said, very true and very expansive.
Like, it would have to be
And
like an
the flip
edgy
side is
studio.
The combat is also really good.
Definitely
Yeah,
not
it
a
looks
large
very
studio.
good. I think that's what Luke was talking about. It's just the fact that it's free to play. Even myself, before it was released, I was so skeptical of it. It's there's no way that there's a catch. There's got to, because naturally with the nature of our industry, there's been so much.
I feel like I'm going to
free-to-play
be obsessed with
stuff
Crimson
that
Desert.
Comes out, and you're
Cause
like,
everything I'm seeing about Crimson
not what I
Desert
expected, but this seems to be a really, really
just
quality
makes it
game.
look like exactly what I was hoping Dragon's Dogma 2 was going to be.
That's why I'm here.
Like, I was ready.
Obviously, fighting as a dinosaur.
I was ready
The
to
sword
commit
demo
all my
is
free
available
time to
on Steam
Dragon's
right now
Dogma
for
2.
PC. It's about an hour-long demo, so you can play
But
it if you want.
it just-
have
it
some
just
fun.
wasn't ready.
We got to see a new dinosaur in that trailer.
It just left a lot to be desired.
And it's planned for release still in 2026, so sometime.
I thought
next year. No specific
Dragon's
date right
Dogma 2
now.
could be my new
I'm kicking
Fable
it to
2.
Rob first.
But it looks like Crimson Desert has that potential now.
Soul, dude, just watching the trailer,
Assuming the
my
actual Fable
testosterone
game
rising. My bench press max went up 20 pounds.
doesn't live up to my expectations.
Dude, the Linkin Park montages are gonna be great.
Dude, it's so weird.
It's
but
ridiculous.
That's obviously really short.
Give it to me. I
Kind of.
Highly anticipated, I think, across the board, just because it's
Yeah.
so fun. It's such a
Yeah, like main campaign,
Dinosaur
relatively
sword, but you
short.
can't really beat that.
But it does have the whole
and
secret.
To end things off, we have Crimson
But
Desert.
it does have a ton of exploration.
Everyone
And it
familiar
has
with,
the
I would
secret
say, it's been
ending
marketed for a very long time. People
that
know it's coming.
unlocks
It's
a
coming
whole
from
new
Pro-Biz,
endgame mode.
which is Black Desert as well.
The entire game is built on their proprietary engine, which
Which is
it
probably
was
the best
fascinating
part.
to hear how they've broken it down, because you see Crimson Desert and so many things about it look too good to be true. They look crazy. They have hundreds of enemies on screen. They have all of this physics simulation. They have crazy stuff where they have sky islands you can jump down from straight down to the surface.
Can I just to explain in the physics simulation that he's talking about? So, for example, if you have a siege weapon and you throw a boat at a house, you can actually see the destruction starting from
Crimson
where
Desert
the
the game
boat
of the
hit,
year?
and everything else
Yes.
falling through it.
Well, and people see that. And
Well, no.
from our frame of like, you know, standard open worlds in Unreal Engine 5 or something.
It
Not
sh-
that that's a
it-
bad engine.
I
or
think
anything,
Crimson
but
Desert could be the
we see
game
that and we assume, okay, it's going to run terribly. Okay, it's going
where
to have frame
people,
drops, or it's
where
gonna
the
stutter.
players
this
say
and
it's
that.
game of the
This
year,
is an engine that they have built from the ground up,
but the
with this
critics
game
say
basically
something
in
else.
mind. And it's just absolutely crazy because we've had the chance to play it, and that just is what the game is. It's ridiculous and crazy. And what's even crazier is that Will even shared with us some very special information.
There are a lot of games
that we are
this
breaking
year
here for the first time.
The size
that will have
of
a
the
Sean
game
case.
is 2
times.
Skyrim.
We didn't even rehearse that. That's
Nope, that just
insane.
happened.
It's twice the size of Skyrim. It's actually bigger than the entire map of Red Dead.
I think if
Redemption
it, I think if it
2.
delivers,
Which I love that Will
it'll
follows
definitely
up
be
by saying
nominated.
Size doesn't matter, but in our game, it kind of does.
But like, we're bigger. It's crazy.
Well, I saw from the first gameplay clip.
I think
that you could
GTA
ride
6 is not going to come.
dragon.
The funny thing is, I think GTA
Quite
6
honestly, I don't know how my body's gonna
is not going to qualify for Game of the Year
It is not the first game. It is not
2026
We'd be in next year.
because people assumed GTA was going to sweep.
Guys, it's not the first game that you can ride a bear.
Huh?
Huh?
What'd you say?
It's not the first game you can ride a bear. It might be true, but
different kind of ride.
Baldur's Gate 3 right
But I don't think.
But also, when you drop a line like that, you
I don't think
mention
GTA is going to
confidence. You don't
qualify.
drop a line
Because
like
remember,
that
Dispatch got
without
penalized
knowing that you are confident in your game.
because
They are
all the
putting
episodes weren't
themselves in
out.
the same bucket as Skyrim and Red Dead 2, and I think that tells you all.
All the
you need to
episodes
know
came
about
out in
their
like
confidence
November
level, where they're
18th.
at.
coming March 19th.
Coming March 19th.
That was when the last 2 episodes came out, and they got penalized because most of the voters hadn't
Those
finished
of you who
it.
stayed with us from beginning to end.
I think
we really
GTA
appreciate you.
legit
This
might,
has been a blast to
assuming it
work
doesn't get delayed
with
to
on
next
the
year,
background. Those guys have been amazing.
might not be out
I think
by the
there's a
time the
thank you
voters
in
are
a few
voting.
different directions we would all probably feel. One, obviously for like myself, thank the team, production team as well. I think this is awesome. Very cool that you guys were all down.
No,
to
I
try
haven't
to do this.
tried. I haven't played
It's like a
Pragmata.
new thing. Also, thank
I'll
you to
play
the audience
Pragmata
for, like,
when
whoever is
Capcom
watching
sends it to
this
me.
And trying to engage in something new, it does mean a lot to us and the developers.
I didn't play the
Thank
demo.
you so much to
I think it's on
devs for
PC
taking
only.
us seriously and, you know, being excited to share with us what you have shared, to talk with us.
Our goal was to really try to lower the barrier for a lot of developers to be able to showcase their games, even if they don't have a crazy marketing budget or they don't have some big publisher that can, you know, brute force it. And I mean, the crazy amounts of talent that we saw put on display today is wild. And I think we're all very humbled that we had the chance to check it out and share it with you.
Thank you for having us.
It's also something that we can look forward to a little bit, where we did this in a pretty small time frame, I would say.
Yeah, you guys have no idea.
Yeah, we started talking like 3 or 4 months ago.
And a lot of people that we spoke
Wow.
to, publishers and devs, again, thank you again, because they worked very hard to get this stuff to
You'll
us
go for it anyway.
and out and participate in it. And a lot of people we talked to that didn't participate because they had other
I think
plans.
Wolverine could
It's like,
definitely be
well, we
a
didn't know about
contender.
this. But hopefully for the next one, we can plan more in advance and people can be a part of it and like, hey, let's go travel to people right? and do interviews.
There's
in
so many
person. Let's
games
go-
that
Yeah,
are
we
going
wanna
to
grow on
make
this.
that
We wanna-
case.
We want to do it better, but we got to.
Capcom has like 3.
I can't even stress. the amount of
Pragmata,
times we
Resident Evil
grabbed a game, I was
9,
like, oh my gosh,
Onimusha.
I had no idea that game existed until you explained it to me.
Control
and now I'm
Resonant.
interested in that game and the team behind it. Like that's the beauty of this show. Like that was our ultimate goal. We want to expose
This
you
is
guys to games
crazy year.
you either did or did not know about.
What's up, LCO?
And then it also give you guys a different show of like this is the team behind it and the personalities you can attach yourself to for the future of these games.
It was great putting faces to these developers as well because, you know, this industry, naturally, we're very critical of developers, but I think sometimes we forget that those are real people that pour their heart, that video games are art.
They love it. They love their
love
game.
what they're doing, and I think that's awesome.
Well, to all of you guys out
After
there,
Saber
this has
Boss
been the
Fight,
first
man.
ever edition of New Game Plus. It has been an absolute honor for all of us to come together, and hopefully much more coming in the future. You know, we all love, at the very core, we love freaking video games, and we got to show you guys so much today, and hopefully more in the future. It's been an absolute pleasure, and here's to that future.
So much more coming.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't have any.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, shout out to all of them, Luke Stevens, all of them. This is the first annual New Game Plus. And big W. Hearing that they put this together like over the course of a few months is crazy. This is actually a really good game showcase. especially for their first one. I thought they did a really good job. Like, this definitely felt like a showcase for gamers. It's not corporate. It seems to have been really popular. Their stream got a lot of coverage. Really focused on the games instead of like who could throw out the most money. Had some really good quality games, a mix of like exciting, you know, higher budget games that are coming out, and like smaller games that people are definitely going to love. W show. I definitely hope they do this again next year. I enjoyed it. They did a really good job. I'll keep an eye on Far West and Dragon's Twins for sure. But yeah, definitely loving Crimson Desert. Can't wait to play it. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna go watch the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen. Came out this morning. I want to get to it. Appreciate everyone hanging out for this bit of a marathon showcase. I appreciate it a lot. I'm Sadot the Gamer, signing out. Peace.